Hello and welcome to unMadeGaming, guys. I'm a professional streamer, I swear to God. We're back because it is Tuesday, and we are here for Curse of Strahd. And if you can hear an echo, it's because Frags is in my living room, not but 5 feet away, and I'm loud because I'm Italian, and it's the only thing I can be is loud. So, yeah, we'll go around and introduce our casting crew here for all of our lovely viewers. We'll start with Frags because he's up here, hanging out with us, the unMadeGaming crew. So, Frags, who are you? What are you doing here? And who are you playing tonight?
I am the couch crasher for a while. I am kind of a mod around here, do my thing. I love playing games. Sometimes I stream on my own channel, sometimes I don't. Sometimes whatever, you know.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
Exactly. And I am playing the role of Toddrick Ellisor. And Toddrick is a druid who was pulled out of the forest and wasn't quite raised as a druid, but is still kind of attuned with nature. So he's less hermity than most druids, and he's got a best friend. His best friend's Canadian.
You can take the druid out of the forest, but you can't take the forest out of the druid.
Yeah, no matter how hard you try.
What else can't you take out of a druid?
I feel like I should know that.
Speaking of taking things out of druids, Mr. Bitters, who are you? What are you doing here, and who are you playing tonight?
I'm Mr. Bitters, and I'm here hating everything, especially Barovia. Tonight I'm playing Stewart Gibbs, the human Eldritch Knight.
Nice.
Who's got a sword on a stick.
That's true. You do have a sword and a stick, and everyone did hit level 3 last night, or last episode. So you guys are all full of new powers and unwieldy actions. And someone who was full of unwieldy actions and new powers before last night, Madfish, who are you, what are you doing here, and who are you playing tonight?
I'm Madfish. I hang around on the internet and game with people, and make stuff. I'm playing Thorne Black Talon, insert heavy metal guitar riff. She is a Dragonborn barbarian. I am trying out the Juggernaut class. I think it'll be really awesome and interesting. I think it works with the character. She smashed a lot of stuff.
That's true.
She had a really good time, and I'm developing a little bit. She's not an extremely deep and complex character. No, she is as she seems, and this is a challenge for me to make a character that's interesting, still interesting, but not as not as layered.
Nice.
And I think she's enjoying this group of people. They seem to point it. They've fed her snacks and they've helped her out, and they've pointed her at things that she gets to kill. So.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And last but not least, the king of the crazy old ladies, Insomniacs Inc. Rem, who are you? What are you doing here? And who are you playing tonight?
Oh, surprise, everyone. I'm playing another old woman on this channel. Seems to be my thing.
Yep.
If you ever needed an old lady for your stream, I don't know. I'm just full of them. But yeah, I'm playing Auntie Nanny. She is an old human crone woman, abjuration wizard. So she's all about that protection stuff because she seems to get taken out a lot by bad guys because she thinks that she's a barbarian, but does not have the fortitude of one. Mostly she likes to clean, keep things tidy, look over corpses, the usual. And she will maybe have some fun in this new little town we've just come across as we just escaped Death House.
That's true. You did just escape the Death House. And speaking of escaping Death House, yeah, you guys had ventured into the Death House, all by different means of entrance. You have banded together. It turns out that you're all part of the same order, though none of you know each other. You guys are all sent here individually to hunt down a darkness that has been, rising across the land, spreading across with its strange fogs. You guys have defeated the Death House. You've put the children of the Death House to rest, defeated the shambling monster beneath, and you have made your exit. And you exit into shrouded mist. And this mist comes to you in the the waxing sunlight. It's a dawn, but the sun doesn't seem to be rising at all. It just seems to be hovering on the horizon, casting eerie shadows across the land. Tall shapes loom out of this thick, dense fog before you. The muddy ground that your feet kind of squish and squelch into. You seem to be in some kind of field, not on some path you were on before. And before you looms great shadows that, as you approach closer, become buildings with doors. I'm sorry, the windows are latched shut. And as you peer around and you look behind you, the house you exited is gone.
Ooh.
What do you guys want to do?
Nanny's going to be very relieved that this house is not there anymore, most likely. And so if we're right here, she's probably starving, probably hungry. She's going to find the nearest place to maybe eat and figure out what is going on.
Sure. Yeah, you see shadows loom before you. You see what appears to be buildings just sort of coming up out of the fog, the big giant fog banks. You see, like I said, you see all the windows seem to be latched shut, and it's just eerily silent. And then you hear it. It seems like it's very distant, but it's the distinct noise of someone sobbing.
Ooh.
Oh, not this again.
Thorne looks very confused. He doesn't like this.
I can't
Thorne doesn't
control
like
it.
when people cry.
Well,
I don't have control of my token.
where is it coming from?
It seems to be coming from a perception direction. So
Okay.
roll perception. And I'll let you know where it's coming from. There you go, Frags. You should have control of that character now.
Yep.
What?
17, perfect number. So yeah, you kind of hear this like noise coming from a general northeastern direction
All right,
towards
so-
where you see this town just sort of rising out from.
She'll cautiously start moving towards it.
Sure.
Slowly.
Nanny will fall in behind, most likely smelling the air to like food smells pretty good. She misses a good old home cooked meal, but if there's somebody crying, her nice little motherly side will take over and well, I guess we better go help them.
It's true. You had best to go help them. That worked so well
Yeah.
for you guys last time.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Let's just establish a rule right now. No going in houses unless the people outside can prove they're not ghosts.
Well, that sounds like a good idea there.
Okay.
How are they going to prove they're not ghosts?
I'm not sure. We might have to see them bleed.
God.
It's
Wow.
a good thing that Thorne stepped away at this point in the conversation because she should not have heard that.
Yeah. Hot damn. Yeah. Jesus. So
looking for she's looking for it. Yeah.
so
the
yeah,
sound.
as you start to approach the village, it seems like almost as if this whole village is abandoned. You don't see any people in between the buildings. You don't hear any. There's no like carts moving. There's no like carts. Not yeah, I said that. There's no carts. There's no like food stands. There's no the live hustle and bustle you would normally associate with a village of this size or even one smaller. There doesn't seem to be anything. And you see all of the windows are barred shut. Like they have latches closed on them. Every single shutter is closed. And with your 17 perception, as you're walking like in between these buildings, you see that like, let's say on this one here, you see that there's a back door. And you see that around the handle and across the door, there are thick scratch marks.
Oh, she doesn't like that. She's gonna go and sniff it. And I will roll. What do you want? Like nature, survival?
What are you trying to do? Are you trying to investigate this thing, or are you trying to discern what kind of beast it is?
Yeah, she wants to know what type of creature would have made something like this. And
You can roll in nature if you're.
nature? Okay. Oh boy.
Oh, that's a good number. Yeah, you look at this thing, and you know you've been in nature. You've fought animals mostly, so you've seen the wounds they cause. And this doesn't appear to be like the thin claw marks of a beast. This appears to be like half an inch to 3/4 of an inch wide, which I don't know what that is in Canadian, but I'm sure it's a certain amount of numbers, like 2 centimeters wide.
So like unnaturally large.
Yeah, this doesn't appear to you can't tell what it is, but you're pretty sure this doesn't appear to be claws.
Okay, she's gonna growl at it.
It doesn't respond.
Oh.
Okay.
It maintains being a door.
Well, all right. Well, she's done her work then.
Perfect. It doesn't. Unlike the last door that attacked you, this one
Oh
doesn't.
yeah. Maybe we should keep. Maybe we should keep Miss Bactalion maybe a little more subdued in case if there's claw marks everywhere. She's got claws as well. We don't want people to think maybe she caused all this ruckus.
It's true.
You're probably right. But
Yeah.
part of me wants people
And there-
to think she caused this ruckus.
And then you said there's nobody around, so can I verify that this is a dead town?
It appears to be, as far as you can tell. You don't see any bodies. You don't see any people. You don't hear any like work happening here.
Can I tell what time of day it is?
Yeah, it appears to be dawn. However, you've been walking for a few minutes now, and the sun doesn't appear to have risen any higher than it was when you started walking.
All right.
So if you've ever woken up like towards dawn or been awake towards dawn, and it's like real foggy, it's that same kind of thing. So like the sun is just broaching the horizon, and it's just casting these strange long shadows in the fog. And you guys have been walking for probably about 5-10 minutes towards these houses, kind of like talking amongst yourselves, looking around. And the sun doesn't seem to have gotten higher, and you know that it should have probably gotten higher by now.
Are we still hearing crying?
You are hearing a soft.
Okay, she's gonna go looking for that.
Okay.
Oh dear, this is a very strange kind of location. There's the sun. It's like a perpetual sunrise, sunset, a dusk, and a dawn. As I keep close to the dragon.
Did that book you guys read have anything about that in it?
No, it only mentioned that this place was probably going to be very, very creepy. As she like thumbs through the book and like recants about how Strahd built this place and then did a bunch of crazy, creepy shit. And in most stories, that means place equals haunted.
Very creepy. I mean, our experience says that's true. So, Thorne, watch out for creepy things.
I mean, you guys worried about her causing these scratch marks, but I don't think there's going to be anybody here to worry about it.
Except what caused those scratch marks.
Yeah, and I keep hearing the sound. I don't
Yeah.
like it.
Nanny is going to preemptively cast mage armor on herself. just in case.
Sure. That lasts for like 8 hours too.
Yeah, it lasts like 8 hours, so it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if there's a baby in there, I'm not picking it up this time.
There's a baby. I'll pick up the baby. It's just a baby.
It
You
distinctly
picked
does
up the
not
last
sound like
baby?
a baby.
Oh, it's if it's a grown old woman, I'll probably pick it up too.
As long as it's not a purple child.
So I think we're following Thorne's lead.
Okay.
Follow her
Yeah.
nose.
Yeah, she's just sniffing it out. She's trying to
Sure.
find it.
What do you roll me a perception if you're trying to sniff this thing out
Okay.
with your heightened animalistic senses? A 14? Yeah. So as you get closer to the houses, you feel like the noise is coming from a general this way type direction.
Okay.
Mm.
She'll just go. Like, she's not trying to be quiet or anything.
Yeah. So you see there's a break in the houses here, and you see another break in the houses like here. Like you can slip through one of these alleyways, or you could just cut through one of the houses because you're a Thorne and you don't play by any of the
True.
rules.
No, she did get taught that you don't go to other people's houses unless you've been invited
Okay.
or an emergency.
Are you a vampire?
Yeah.
Nice.
So she'll go between the houses.
Okay. Which two? These two or
Like-
these two?
Down. If she's going, she'll go like down here and then across.
Okay.
That's the shortest route.
Yeah, so as you break the first line of houses, you see that you're in a city proper. You're like in a town proper. There's houses and rows of houses and rows of houses. And as you break through that line, you hear the continued.
She's just gonna go straight for it.
Okay. Are you all following her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Follow the beat stick.
Scooby-Doo style.
Oh,
I think
no.
we're creeping along.
So this
She's definitely then.
So this, yeah. So this, the fog, this dense fog. You wouldn't think it'd be, it swirls around your feet and it permeates everywhere you're walking. Like you can barely see the cobblestones as you kind of walk through, and like swirls appear behind your feet. Those kind of like dust devils just sort of go by as you're walking through this thing, and you hear these soft moans, these moaning sobs floating through the air, and it just like it's so pervasive that it brings you down. It makes you sort of melancholy. As you get to the house you're at, Thorne, and you hear that sobbing, appears as though it's coming from that house.
Okay, she'll point at it and tell them it's in there.
And you
I don't
guys
like
all
it.
hear that.
And she doesn't get melancholy, she gets angry.
Right. She only has one emotion.
Yeah. Well, two.
Yeah, hungry and angry.
Hungry and angry.
Yeah.
She's now both.
Right. She hasn't eaten a person in hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so you
think
guys are all assembled
this is-
outside this townhouse.
This is the only sign of life we have to go on.
Yeah,
So
and,
far, it appears that way.
This place is real messed up, and we don't even know how we got here. So I think Stewart's gonna kind of try to fix his clothes. He's filthy and he hates it, but he'll brush the crap off the front of his tabard and maybe shine up his buttons a little with his gloves before pounding on the door. Hello.
You notice as you walk up to the steps here that this door is there are nails driven through the door. There are also nails. You looked like left and right, and there's also nails driven through the window, like the sides of the window. It appears as though this house has been boarded from the inside.
From the inside.
Yeah, I want to check the house next door.
Yeah,
Just
maybe-
look at it and just give it a pass over.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe Thorne shouldn't be the one to investigate first. She's nothing against her, but she might be a little terrifying
She's
on
probably
first
fine.
glance to some people.
Yeah, I think she has it. Which one of you? Go ahead and ping which one you're going to investigate for me. Okay. Now, what are you looking for?
Just see if there's claw marks on the door.
There appear to be claw marks. Claw marks.
Claw marks.
There appear
There's
to be
claw
there
marks.
appear to be claw marks on the door, and there's nails also in the door and the windows, as this house is boarded up from the inside.
And I'm going to do a less thorough check of the one behind and just try to notice
Yeah.
claw marks. If there's claw marks on that door too.
What's your passive perception?
Passive for 15.
15? Jesus. Yeah, you notice that there are also claw marks on that door. You can't really notice. You can't really, as you're kind of just like glancing by, you don't see the nails driven through the door, but
Yeah.
you feel like you're safe to assume as much.
And is it all the same? Are they all just one single or does it look like?
No, like some of them look like lots of claw marks. Some of them look like less claw marks. Some of them look like
Okay.
fresh, like they're like newer.
Okay.
A few of them look like they've been painted over. Like this is like a long-term situation of happenings. Yeah.
Stewart, I don't think there's something in this town that these people wanted to get into their homes. Maybe we should find a place to board up ourselves.
I mean, you're probably right. But what do? We just find a place full of ghosts and go and board ourselves up in it?
Yeah, we'll prop up Thorne next to the door. She's heavy enough.
It's terrible.
This is fair. Is there somebody in this house, though?
Yeah, I know, but I'm not out of spells.
Yeah, it appears to be this. You're fairly certain that the sound is coming from the house you're in front of. This red roofed house. It's a small townhouse. There is a as you kind of make your way up to it, you can see that you're on. This is the front side of the house over here. But Thorne, you can peek around the side. And you see there's like a small fence, and what looks like there could have been like a small doghouse in the back of it. And it appears the alleyway appears to lead to like an open courtyard back there. But this front entrance appears to be completely boarded up, and the windows are boarded up. Thorne, you can see that the second floor window does not appear to be boarded up.
Okay. Does it look like I could climb up there?
It looks like if you had some assistance or a rope or some manner of climbing tools that you could absolutely climb up there.
I have an explorer's pack.
That comes with rope.
Yeah, I think. Oh, wait, it's federal backpack. Yes.
Yep, that comes with 50 foot of hempen rope. The burglar's pack comes with pythons and a hammer. None of them come with a grappling hook.
Okay. So I have a rope.
Does it have a chimney?
The house does have a chimney.
Okay, I have a hand axe.
The chimney is right here. The part that looks like a
Oh,
chimney.
I mean, I saw it. I just didn't know if we were going off.
Nope, the house does have a chimney.
I also have
Is
a
it-
net.
Smoking?
It is not smoking. In
Okay.
fact, as you think to look
Ooh.
around, you see that none of them are smoking, save one. Just one is smoking.
Which one?
It is this one here, and it is the rearmost chimney on it,
Okay.
and it is a
Alright.
very faint, like spindle of smoke coming out of it.
I'll point upstairs to the window up there. You know, like I could get in. You could
Let
go
me
in.
I might be able to help you out on that. Let me see. Okay, I can conjure an unseen servant maybe to grab your end of the rope and take it up. If anything
Yeah,
happens to it.
you can just conjure him 60 feet away. You can just conjure him on
Yeah.
the roof. He can't
Yeah, we'll
hold
throw
her,
it.
but he can definitely tie it somewhere.
You could tie it, yeah. So I'll conjure my maid servant.
Yep.
And, poof, Daisy.
I also have a net, which makes it easier to climb.
You would.
Wait.
Nice.
Throw that? Yes, I would. But I mean, if you throw it vertically and you climb it, it's like a ladder as opposed to going
That's
hand
true.
over hand. You're
That is
climbing.
true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Well, if you throw the rope up to Daisy, she can tie it around the chimney, and then you can just hoist yourself up.
I will do that.
Okay. Yeah. So you summon your unseen servant, and he begins tying the rope off, or he or it begins tying the rope off to something securely on the roof. Roll me a sleight of hand. Actually, just roll me an Arcana, because you're commanding your servant to do this.
Oh, me.
Yeah.
Daisy! Catch the rope, Daisy!
Okay. Yeah, so Daisy, the invisible maid, ties off this. I like to think that Daisy's actually a dude. He's a dude invisible
Yeah.
servant, which makes it funnier. He catches it on the rope and he ties it on the roof to a secure point. And then you don't see anything. You just see the rope get tugged, like 2 tugs upwards. And that's the sign that Daisy has secured this rope.
All right, I will climb up.
Sure. Just for shits and giggles, because you are you, roll me an acrobatics or athletics.
Hold on. All right, never mind.
Oh, sorry.
Do you give her a boost?
No. I was gonna use guidance and slap her on the butt and be like, "Get up there!"
You still can. You still can
Okay.
give her that bonus D4.
Yep, I'm gonna give her that D4. I mean, yeah, no, square one. It's a cantrip.
Huh?
Sure. So, Madfish, you have a D4 to roll. Let's see if you can get any better.
A 3.
Perfect. So a 16. Yeah, you kind of takes you a second to like get your bearings. You give a few tugs to the rope, and you plant your feet on the wall, and just you start climbing up the wall. and you get to the window. The shades are pulled shut, the shutters are closed, but you don't see any nails protruding from the wall. So you can easily just push these shutters in and gain access to the house.
All right. Well, does she still hear the sound?
You do. You hear it now louder than ever.
Okay. Then she'll reach out and just tap on the shutters.
Okay. You hear like a squeak, and then you hear.
She turns around and she's like, I think there's a tiny person in there.
Nanny's going to run to the bottom of the rope and start tying it around her waist.
Okay.
Pull me up there. Maybe I can talk to this person. I'm too weak to pull myself. I have weak hands.
Oh dear. I'm
so weak. So she walks around like this.
Can't use my hands.
I can't use them.
While Nanny's getting pulled up, Stewart's going to look down at Toddrick. If they both get tugged in this window and start screaming, we just leave, right?
I'm not opposed to that
All right.
decision.
I've heard this story before. It doesn't end well.
I didn't hear that, so...
Yeah.
So eventually she's like dangling in front of the window like a piano in like an old Looney Tunes, because there's always like a piano being hoisted up outside of a apartment window.
Exactly.
Nice. Yes, you just sort of like swing in there as
Yeah.
you're just like, getting lifted. I assume like you tied it on your waist, just like limp
Yeah.
arms just getting lifted as if
Yeah, like
rescued
she-
from
like-
the water.
Like her hands, her arms and legs are dangling downward.
Nice.
And she's just going to
Thorne will just like, once she gets her high enough, she'll just grab her by the back of her,
scruff.
and then hold her up to the window.
Yep.
So she can talk.
Um.
She's helping.
Hello there.
You hear, yes? How are you at my window? Who is this?
Well, my name is Auntie Nanny, and I heard a bunch of crying and a what sounds like a very sad person coming from inside this window. We just arrived into this town.
Do you have my Gertrude?
Well, if you can define what a Gertrude is, I can check my inventory and see if anything matches up.
You are met with more sobs when you do not sound like you have Gertrude.
Why are you making that noise?
Well, perhaps, I don't know. Let's find out. So, Gertrude, can you describe this Gertrude? Is Gertrude a pet, a family member, the name of a magical sword?
When you say family member, the crying intensifies. She like through sobs. Gertrude is my daughter.
Oh, okay.
And it just continued like wails.
Well, if you let me inside this window, maybe we can sit and talk. I can brew up some tea. We can calm down. We'll have a little chit chat. I look at Thorne. Don't let yourself be seen. Just
Don't be.
don't exist right now.
Yeah, you hear some shuffling happen. All the while, the sobbing intensifies, and then after like a few minutes, you kind of you kind of hear like shuffling feet, and then you hear like a series of like latches open, and then the sounds of like rings on a rod opening the curtain, and like the lights begins to spill in as she wrenches this thing open, and you see this woman who is just in tattered rags. Her face is like sunken in and sullen, tear stained. She has like her hair is in like clumps and like it's matted, like she hasn't bathed in days. And this is what Mad Mary looks like.
Oh,
she got a name now.
Yeah. She gets to name.
Why is she mad? I just figured she was just sad, Mary.
No.
maybe can she be proud, Mary?
No.
Can we burn her?
I mean, probably not.
Oh dear. close the curtains real quick.
She is a
Okay.
terrifying sight to behold.
Yeah.
It's another nanny.
It's another zombie. Ah! Go for it. No.
You guys realize this is exactly what Nanny looks like.
Yeah, that's probably what she looks like. I'm saying, but are you gonna open the window or not? Oh, that's not my reflection. That's you. Hello there. And I'm gonna try and like swing myself into the window. Eh!
You just sort of like tumble in ungracefully as an elderly woman can tumble. And she just sort of gets out of your way as you just sort of flop onto the floor.
Well, and I'm trying not, because she told me not to be seen.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm like lifting her up. You just see the little dragon hands.
Yep.
Like,
So you're just up here like this, pressed against the wall as close as you possibly can be, trying to make a low profile as your tail just swings back and forth. Because you're doing a great job.
yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Toddrick and Stewart, you see Auntie Nanny speak to someone and then tumble in through a window and disappear into this house where you heard sobbing. What do you want to do?
No screens?
You're not sure if she got sucked in. She definitely tumbled through. She definitely fell through the door or through the window. Not really sure what that means.
I'm gonna yell up at Thorne and ask Thorne, "Did you throw her in?"
Oh, dang! Does Mary hear that?
No.
Probably. The whole town is silent, so anything louder than a whisper
Yeah.
can probably be heard.
Yeah, and Thorne is not quiet.
Yeah.
No.
Then he's gonna flinch.
Did you check to see if it was a ghost? I thought we made a rule.
Is it bleeding?
Oh. She'll pull herself up and just peek.
Then he's going to curtsy and try to like cover Thorne's face with like her like outspread skirt.
I mean, Thorne's face can't be seen because you're on the second story window.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just sort of like curtsy and block the window from the loudness of your friends standing down there.
So Thorne sees my nasty underdrawers.
Yes.
Yeah. And hello there, dearie. My name is Auntie Nanny, and I have had enough of this dawn sunlight, and I close the curtain.
You got all the rings on the bar.
As you're doing that, she's like, "You're supposed to check if she's a ghost." And then she starts climbing back.
I like repeat it, like talk over her, like yes, she's a ghost. Ah, yes, my own mother. I just remember her own words that she'd always tell me. You're supposed to check if she's a ghost. So here, you can see, ma'am, I'm not a ghost. And I hold my hands out and like grab hers.
Yep.
Kind of like half checking for myself to make sure she's real.
She
And
is.
trying to-
She is fully corporeal.
Fully corporeal. Good. Boy, those were the sneakiest kind of ghosts.
Yeah, the ones that have hands. Just hands. The rest of her is completely incorporeal.
That's right. I've seen Terminator 7. I've seen it where the ghosts take over and
Yeah.
send back ghost people through
Right?
time.
But you grab her hands, and as soon as like there's human contact, she like looks at you, and then immediately you see her eyes fill with water and just silent tears.
I pull her in for a hug and do like the two old ladies who just I have a cry moment with her.
Yeah, and she like limp arms, and she's just in the hug as the Golden
It's
Girls
okay.
music plays in the background.
That's right. Come on, knock on our door.
and-
That crazy Blanche.
That's not the right song.
That's right.
That's Three's
Thank you for being a
Company.
friend. Thank you for being a friend.
And she begins sobbing into your shoulder, and you just hear repeated, "My Gertrude, my poor Gertrude."
Don't worry. You see, madam. What can I call you? Is it? Do I know your name is not Mary yet?
My name is Mary.
Okay. So you see, Miss Mary, I'm part of an adventuring team. We go place to place and help solve problems. Now, the rest of my team is outside, but we've been in a bit of a mess. If you can offer us a good place to just rest for the night, I'll help search for your Gertrude.
Can we hear any of this or no? Obviously not.
Roll perception, because she is inside a house and has drawn the blinds closed.
Alright. Let's see, do this, go over here.
You do not hear anything. You hear, Toddrick, you hear muffled noises. You hear something like "find Gertrude" and "place to stay." You hear those things.
Do I hear her call us a team?
Yeah, sure. You hear the word "team." out
You
of
hear-
context.
You hear the conch shell go off.
Yeah. Assemble. As you're like holding her in this elderly woman hug, you see everything in this house is like dust covered and just very shabby. It looks like she hasn't moved.
Hell no.
It looks like she hasn't moved in probably a couple days. She's just been like, you see like there's a few like pacing like footprints while she's walking in circles. And in the center of the floor where you see like the biggest disturbance of dust, it looks like someone was probably like laying there or sitting there for a long amount of time. You see a doll. And the doll is like, it's wearing like a sackcloth dress, but I wouldn't say it's like disfigured, but it looks like a child or somebody who is inept at sewing made this doll, where like one arm is larger than the other arm, and like the eye buttons aren't the same size buttons, and the head's a little lopsided. It just looks very strange, but it looks very old and weathered, and it currently looks very tear-stained.
I look at the little doll. Is the doll like a girl?
I mean, it looks like
it might have tried to have been a girl?
It looks like it might have tried to. It looks like it's probably wearing what you can assume is a dress.
Oh man, I bet Gertrude's gonna look weird as fuck. You're like one of those hey kind of daughters. I'm gonna have whistle for Daisy to come in and tell her to clean up, start cleaning everything up.
Yeah. So Daisy, so you see nothing. You just see like the ripple of the curtains move. And then you feel your broom being lifted off your back or wherever your broom is sashed to, and you just see the broom just, and you see dust clouds rising.
So don't worry, Miss Mary. This is Daisy, my little servant. You can't see her because, well, I can't cast that higher level of spell yet. But until then, may my team come inside?
She looks to you and she says, "You promised that you'll find Gertrude."
I promise that we will do our best to find Gertrude.
I barred the doors and windows. They'll have to come the same way.
Okay, well then let's go down there and just unbar them then.
No, they're nailed shut.
Okay. Do you have a hammer?
Yes. And,
Can I have it?
She like considers you for a second and then like looks back to the doll. And then
smile.
nods at the doll and then looks back to you and she says, yes, follow me, please. And she begins leading you through the house. And you can tell that, like, as you're walking through, the house is much the same. Like, there's no... it looks like no one's walked down these stairs, these hallways in several days. There's like a fine layer of dust there. There's none of the wall sconces are lit. None of the candelabras are lit. And you just see like this weird, like, you know, the dust particles that kind of float through in the light as it's coming through the cracks in the boarded up situation. But yeah, so you realize that you're in a bedroom, and she leads you out of this bedroom. And as you're kind of walking around, you see that it's not the master bedroom; it's a smaller bedroom, as if assuming that it might have belonged to this Gertrude. She leads you down a central corridor, then down a set of stairs into the first floor, which is mostly just the kitchen and like a small sitting area. And you see all of the windows are hastily boarded up, just haphazardly. Some of the nails are bent, some of the nails are still sticking out. And she hands you a mallet.
Oh, like a cooking mallet?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I've got one of those. I take out my own mallet for my cooking tools, probably, and I'll take hers too and start Daisy, let's start to pull off the.
You
the
feel
random boards.
cold, ghostly hands grab your shoulders and yank on you.
Nice.
Yeah, so you guys hear like, so Thorne, you probably would hear it the most because you're right there. You hear like footsteps leading away from you, and then after a while, Toddrick and Stewart, you begin to hear struggled groans coming from the first floor, like labored.
Zombie.
It sounds like noises that Auntie Nanny has made, but you've only heard her make these noises in combat. What do you
We're
guys
still
do?
not convinced she's not a zombie.
Yeah. What do you guys do at the front of the house?
I have retrieved my climbing equipment.
Yeah, you can just yank it down.
Yeah.
Or I assume once Daisy got inside, he untied it.
Yeah. I'll just walk up to the door and be like, I can do it.
Oh, okay. You're talking from the window, you said?
No,
she walks around to the front door.
Okay.
So you're on the opposite side of the door of each other. She's unboarding from the inside, and you just shout through the door,
gotcha.
"I'll do it."
Okay. Stand back, Miss Mary. This is my protege, Thorne. She's very strong, and we might need to stay out of her way for a moment. As I push the woman back to the side of the kitchen.
Thorne, roll me a athletics check.
Alrighty.
Cool. So
God.
you see that
house is dead.
around the door hinge, like around the door frame, you see a few nails jutting out that come out, like maybe like a centimeter and a half, and you see the ones that come through the actual door itself, sort of holding the door in, and you grab the handle and just wrench the door open. All of the boards stay in the exact same place, nails sticking out. Now the nails are facing you, but you have completely wrenched the door, and you hear one of the hinges like. It seems as though you've bent the top hinge, which will take some force to close this door. All of the boards remain perfectly in place, as if you pulled the cloth out of a magic trick.
She'll just kind of hold the door open and like gesture for the other two to go through.
Yeah, you guys see haphazard boards. You can squeeze through the boards because there's probably like 4 boards at random angles, or you can attempt to push the boards down, whatever you guys want.
I think Stewart will peer between the boards at Nanny, trying to get an indication that it's all right to enter before he enters.
Nanny tries to wink, but she blinks instead because her dexterity is crap.
Yep.
She just starts from a kind of face.
I don't know what that means. We're coming in.
Okay.
Are you bashing the boards down, or are you just sort of bending over and sliding through the cracks?
Oh, that's right. I can cast message. I can just tell you. Come on in.
I think if I think we can all get through, Stewart will squeeze through. He's seen the claw marks on these doors.
You're
he
fairly
kind of wants
certain.
this shut.
Yeah. You're fairly certain that you and Toddrick can get through, but Thorne is going to take some finesse to get through these boards.
Well, he'll go through first to show her how it's done.
Okay.
Yeah, she'll try.
Yeah. So you go through first, Toddrick. I assume you kind of hop through one of these things.
It's gonna be like, and he's gonna trip and end up like on all fours, and like,
Yeah, just sort of stuck, and then like one leg is stuck as you try to like crawl through.
yeah, and just like end up hopping out. Okay.
So you see this ungraceful situation, Thorne, and you think you can replicate this, and go ahead and roll me acrobatics.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, so yeah, you put like one hand on the top, and then you start to like put your head through, but then you realize your chest hits the other bar, so you try to like pull them apart for a second, and then you put your foot in between the bottom 2 bars, so you have like your head in and foot in on one side, and then eventually you just step forward, and you just hear as you crack the 2 central boards, and you just sort of walk through. They're still mounted to the side of the door. They're sort of bent inward, and they kind of swing back and haphazardly just tap on each other as they're snapped down the center like Karate Kid.
She'll kind of turn around and like try to like push back together.
Yeah, you sort of like combine them, and then they like, and they sort of never go quite back the way they were, and they look very broken. But you managed to make some semblance of order here. As you pull the door back closed, and some of the nails just sort of into the holes that they were already in.
I'm just gonna look at Stewart and be like, I'm not sure her strength outweighs her stupid. That said, I'm glad she's on our side.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going with that.
So you guys are inside this dusty house. You see all of the other windows are boarded up in a similar fashion, like haphazard, different sized boards. Ones that are like extend, a foot on either side of the window. Ones that are just barely enough to get the window closed. You see that. You see this exact image of Mad Mary. She seems to be in rags, in like pockmarked skin, very very like weathered, eyes sunken in. She looks very like emaciated, like she hasn't eaten in a few days. Just tears streak down her face, and she just looks exhausted. And you see that now she's clutching that strange doll I described earlier.
Toddy, you want to talk to her? I don't like. I'm gonna get the door.
So you're just guarding the door with your sword on a stick.
I'm gonna see what I can do about undoing some of the unbarring we've done.
Sure. You can roll me an investigation to see what you can do with this door.
All right.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that if you can kind of jam the wood back together, it's not going to hold as well as you thought before. However, you're pretty certain that if you hold the door closed and then nail the broken parts of the boards into the door, that might hold slightly better. But ultimately, I think these boards will need to be replaced at some point. But you do that, and while you're examining and like moving the boards at different angles, Toddrick, what are you doing?
I guess am I going to notice her holding on to this doll?
Yeah, she's holding it like crossed arm, and it's just sort of flopped over. And you notice it from your angle because you kind of like walk in. You kind of like were on your knees, your hands and knees as you stood up, and you like stood up and made eye contact with this thing. And you like shifted around to like let other people inside. And it appears as though this thing does the whole Mona Lisa stare. And it just seems to look like it's following you around the room.
Real quick, Stewart, are you scared of dolls? I feel like I should know that.
Yeah, you'd know that.
Yeah. I'm gonna see this doll, and I'm gonna look over at Stewart, and then when he sees it, he's like, "Hey, you take care of that." I'm gonna, yeah. And I'm gonna ask her, be like, "So that's a nice little doll you got there. Is it yours?"
She looks to you and like looks down to you, and then looks to the doll, and then nods, and then looks back to you, and you can see tears well up in her eyes again, and she says, "It belonged to me, and then I gave it to Gertrude, and it belonged to her."
Stop making that noise.
She looks over to you and like finally sees you, and you just hear.
What are we supposed to find, Gertrude?
She looks to the doll and then looks to Auntie Nanny.
I'm much like everyone looks to me.
Yeah.
Well, you see, I did kind of make a deal that we could stay here in exchange of finding a doll, even though there are about 80 other houses we could stay in. As she suddenly remembers.
Remembers the entire village.
Why is everything all boarded up?
Yeah, I let that look to Mary. Why is everything all clawed and boarded?
You see the first emotion change in her face as what color was left in her face drains out. And she looks at you wide-eyed, and she says, "Everything's boarded up because of him."
Oh, yes, him, of course. Why, how foolish of us. We should have known that himself, he who is him, is the one reason why all these boards are on the doors. This makes perfect sense. Thank you for your time. Can we go stay in another house?
Oh, thank you. I don't even want to mention his name.
This sarcasm is completely lost on Thorne. He's so confused.
I'm gonna look at Nanny and she's like,
I don't know. We're trying to find a place to stay. We're trying to find someone who probably knows the lay of the land. We just escaped a ghost house full of dead kids, plant zombies, zombie centipedes, zombies. This is our first sign of life. I'm trying to help us out a little bit. Hey, you!
And I go to Mary, take out my Strahd Barovia book. Do you know what this might mean? And I hand her the history of Barovia book.
As soon as you like force it into her hand, she immediately backs up and drops it. Because on the cover is the
crest.
The crest, and she says, "Why do you have that? Get him! That's his! Get him out of here! I don't want him to come! I don't want him to come!"
I pocket the book and listen here. We're not from around here. We just happened to be in this place, but you seem to be upset about him showing up here. But apparently, it looks like he's already done his thing. Were there more people living in this town a while back?
Yes, the whole town was full, and some people have left, and so some people have been taken, and he comes almost every night until recently, and his monsters, his creatures, his fiends, they come now.
What kind of monsters and fiends and creatures? Because we've been fighting lots of fiends recently, and maybe there's a bit of overlapping.
Are they scarier than me?
Are you dead?
No.
Then yes. Ghoulish creatures and monstrosities and the wretched undead and bats. Great big giant winged bats, and they have claws and they have hands and feet, and they scratch at the windows and the doors.
Yeah.
Wait, no. I start to shuffle towards the door. Daisy!
I think Stewart turns around now with the door thing secured. And all right, so what's going on here?
You see a broom just walking downstairs, and then begin sweeping the floor where you guys are.
No, Daisy! Stop it! I grab the broom out of Daisy's hand.
Yep.
So apparently every single night, a bunch of bad, scary things show up here and start snatching people away. Somehow, this woman survived. And, so is he still coming every night? I'll look over to Mary. These creatures...
The creatures, yes. I don't think he's come recently.
Well, then, who lives in that house over there? Because I saw smoke coming out of it. And I point to the big house to the northeast of this one.
You point to the big house to the northeast of this one. Yes, you point to... she looks at you and she says, "The house just across the way."
Yes.
It's not a house. It's the Blood of the Vine Tavern.
Oh well, that's just a cheering name that really wants me to just party with my friends. Blood of the Vine Tavern. Who runs it?
A man. His name is Ismark.
Ismark. Okay. Do you know if Ismark is still here? Because someone's still in that house over there. Maybe you should, party up in the same location? Strengthen numbers?
I think so. I think he's here. No one comes to tell me anything.
Let's go visit. Let's go. Come on. Come now. I grab her hand.
I couldn't leave. What if she comes back? I can't be here. I have to be here if Gertrude comes back. What if no one's here?
Well,
then if no one's here, then she leaves again.
You're going to be 10 feet away in that direction.
We'll leave a note and the doll.
Roll persuasion.
Oh, I bet she can't read. They're peasants.
And can Thorne get back out the door, or will she have to break it?
You will absolutely have to break that door again.
She's grumbling and sharpening her axe.
If you, Auntie Nanny, you can roll persuasion as well.
Yeah.
You guys are both
Okay. All right, Blanche, come on. Gonna work my rose. I can say an olive. 24.
Okay. She looks to you, Toddrick, and she clutches the doll tighter. And she says, "No, I couldn't leave him. He was mine, and I gave it to Gertrude, and it's all I have left. If I come, I have to take him. I have to take him."
I mean, she could go with the doll, and we could stay here. She's gonna have to go out the window, though.
True.
I just finished the door.
True. We can bunker down here.
I don't want to be in here with her making that noise.
Well, we'll put her
Go outside.
What if we kick Ismark out of that tavern and we take the tavern? That sounds like a much better place to stay.
Pull up in the Winchester and wait for it all to blow.
It'll all blow over. I've seen this movie.
Grab a pipe.
There we go.
Okay.
But
Okay. Has anyone?
Thorne is like near the door, like a dog that wants to go for a walk.
Did I miss something? What's a Gertrude?
It's her daughter who's gone missing and spooky like everything else in this here town. Speaking of spooky things in this town, Do you know what the deal was with a house that was sitting back there in the southwest corner? 2 creepy children, purple skin. They look like they watched a lot of Tim Burton movies.
She looks at you mostly confused.
Because who the fuck is Tim Burton?
Because who the fuck is Tim Burton?
But, he's
What is
because...
a Movi?
No, she looks confused, and you can see her like peering through the cracks from where she is in the window to look for this house you're speaking of, and she doesn't see a house. She says, "You said there were it's a house with 2 children."
There was a house with 2 creepy little kids, a brother, a sister. Maybe they shop a lot at a Hot Topic, but they were ghosts apparently. Everyone dead. And I recant maybe the names. I dropped the family name on her. Maybe that.
Do you remember the family name?
I am clicking through things. I have an intro to business.
Durst?
I have a Curse of Strahd campaign book sitting across from me. I can find out the name.
Durst. It is Durst.
Yeah, the Dursts.
She looks to you and says, "You can't have seen that house."
Oh, really?
Why not?
It was burnt down.
When?
I'm just gonna go sit on the steps and
She like squeezes the doll and she says, 40 years ago?
Of course.
Of course, yeah, I'm with you. I agree. This is too freaking.
We're going to get a pint. You can come with your creepy doll, or you can stay here.
No. I think I'll stay.
Good.
I'll stay.
Good. You're safe here. Except you're gonna have to fix the door again.
Yeah, you can fix the door.
So we broke everything in your house.
I'll leave Daisy here. She can help you with the house. Fix things up for you. You only got about 40 minutes left with her, so do what you can.
Make good use of it.
Fix your door. We're going to go see Mr. Ismark and get really drunk, hopefully.
She looks really excited. She's like, "Does he have food?"
I hope so.
How are you still hungry?
I'll make you another bacon turtle.
Yes.
Bacon turtle. I forgot about that. Gross.
He's like bouncing.
Oh, she's so giddy.
So you guys ungracefully leave Mad Mary's house. Was there anything else you wanted to ask her before you leave, or are you just gonna head out to the tavern?
I want to.
Sorry.
I'm gonna ask her. Do you know where Gertrude might have gone?
No. She broke out of the house a week ago, and I haven't seen her since. She hasn't been back.
Okay, so if we were gonna go find her, maybe him has her.
And as you say him has her, she just burst into like sobs, like loud, wet sobs.
He's just gonna yell.
That's the worst news she could possibly hear.
And I'm just gonna yell, "Yeah, point in the direction!"
She like points to the back of the house, and as you kind of exit the house, I assume that's what you're doing next. As you exit the house and you kind of like peer in the vague direction that she pointed to, you see a massive cliff face.
Enjoy
that looks
your
vaguely
stay.
familiar, Mr. Toddrick. It is a massive cliff face on which the top stands a Gothic cathedral of a castle with a large sweeping balcony that overlooks the entire city.
Yeah, I'm not going there until I'm like at least level 7.
It looks vaguely familiar to a vision you had when you touched an eyeball and passed out.
Okay. All right. And he's just gonna kind of keep that to himself.
That's fair.
Yep.
So all of you exit the house, I assume?
Yeah.
Cool.
Thorne will be first because food.
Right. So you just sort of like go to gracefully exit, and instead you just sort of like wrench some of the boards apart that Stewart just finished, and you just sort of step through, and all the boards like and just fall this time. They're all now like dangling, half broken. Stewart just sighs heavily and exits.
She still has the skull on her head.
Yeah.
Wearing the eye patch.
The human skull wearing an eye patch. Yep. Perfect. So you guys all exit the house there. You guys are all free to move about the cabin.
Food! She's going right for the place.
She's just stomping and marching towards food.
Yep.
Perfect.
If it's coming from the back, she would probably actually go to the back door. Because that's also where she's used to getting served in a lot of places. They won't have her in the restaurant. She has to go to the alley in the back.
Sure. So as you begin to stomp around the back saying, food, but your friends all make it to the front door. And they just hear from the back of the building, food.
Enjoy your stay.
You guys, at the front side of the building, you see a single like beam of light sort of illuminates into this main square here, coming from one of the windows. You can see that there is a light inside this place. It like illuminates the fog, and the fog around you glows. And then there's like almost like an open doorway. Like you have to like walk in before you get to the doorway. And there's a sign above the doorway, and it just sort of like hangs slightly askew. Like the chain broke, and they didn't bother to like lower the other side of the chain. They just reattached it, so it kind of hangs awkwardly. And it says "Blood of the Vine," but the N has been scratched over with an F for some reason.
Blood of the Vine.
Yep.
Enjoy your stay.
Maybe blood of the wife? Vampires speak like the wife.
Wait,
Are you saying that vampires have their own like dialect?
Yeah, blah, the vampire, blood of the wife.
blah, blah. Wait, okay. You
Have
said
you
the
not seen
place.
Hotel Transylvania?
You said that the place was called Blood of the Vine or Vine
Vine.
and Blood. And you said the F was marked out.
The N was marked out with an F.
Oh, the N was marked with an F. Okay,
Yep.
I was like, the F was.
It's like it's scratched over it, like scratched into
Okay, yeah, I thought you said the F was marked out, and I was like, did it turn Irish? Just a Blood of the Vine.
Nope.
Nope,
did not.
I was wrong. I misheard. I apologize. Continue.
That's okay. Yeah, so that happens. You see that sign. It's like I said, it hangs slightly askew, and you see that the door doesn't appear to have any nails in it.
You go ahead there, Toddy. I'll watch your back.
Best fighter ever.
Stewart. If we walk in here, we have to fight somebody. Promise me you'll kill me if I turn.
Around and run? I will. Yeah.
Yep. And I'm going to walk in.
Okay. Yeah, you walk in, and you sort of like press the door open. It's like a double door. You kind of like wrench it inward, and light just spills out of this place. There's like a small din of noise happening in there. You look around and you see a handful of people are in here. Each one has an ale in their hand. Yeah, like the tavern itself is pretty shoddy looking. Like it's pretty old. But there's a blazing fire in the hearth. And like I said, there's a few like huddled people. You see a barkeep. You see 3 people dressed, not like they belong here. They're not dressed in like the same ragtag clothing as everyone else. They're in like flowing garments and like scarves and like loose fitting pants. They look like gypsies. And you see a lone man who's sitting in the corner at a table, just sort of swilling his beer around, taking a sip out of it.
I don't think we're going to have to kill these people.
I feel like if our DM was Quentin Tarantino, this would be Dawn of the Dead.
This is where you die.
Yeah. Do they make any look over? Do they do anything? Do they just keep to
Enjoy your
themselves?
stay.
They wait a second for you to like react as you walk into this place because you're an outsider. So all of the 3 people that are huddled together, the ones in like the flowing robes and the scars, they all kind of like look up at you, and you can see like they're eyeing you. The barkeep is just sort of behind the bar doing barkeep things, and as you kind of stand there and just sort of like look around, almost confused, you hear the man in the corner who looks over at you and he says, "Oh, travelers, welcome, welcome. Sit down, have a drink with me. Have some wine, please. Bring them wine. Arik, bring them wine." And he begins to issue you in.
Is that wine or wife?
No, you can't have a go at my wife. You can have a go at my wine, though. Sit down. And he's like motioning you towards it. He like kicks it. He kicks out one of the chairs on the other side of the table.
Hold on. And Stewart's going to turn around, open up the front door again, and shout out, "Thorne, front door."
She'll come stomping around. But you hear her coming along.
Yeah. I'm sure as you walk in the bar, you hear boom, 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 boom on the back door. As you scream around the side for her to come over here.
Yeah, she's surprised she gets to come in the front door, so she
she's
go a little cautiously.
As she's walking around, we're telling these people, "Oh, don't be alarmed. She's just like she's like a puppy. Really, she's harmless. I mean, well, she's not harmless, but she's dumb." And she's not going to hurt you as long as you don't make any sudden movements. It's okay.
And you're not undead.
You're not helping.
And Stewart casts like a wary glance around the room.
Yeah, no one appears to be undead. No one appears to be undead or dead either, to be fair. And you see the man who has been, telling you guys to come over here. He kind of like looks at you incredulously, and he says, No, all is welcome. Come sit, have my wine." And you see the guy around the bar, like, he's sort of like this portly fellow, and he's like slow and sluggish, and you can tell that he just wants more than anything to close the place, and just go away. And he brings over a jug of wine, and he has like 4 wooden cups that he brings over and just sort of like deposits them on the table and like haphazardly splashes wine across the 4 cups for you guys.
How do people react when she comes in? Because she'll do it slowly.
Yeah, so as you like slip in cautiously, all 3 of the like strangely dressed people, they all gasp audibly, and they all get up and move to a further table. You can't tell if the barkeep is drunk, jittery by your sight, or just doesn't care that much because you walk in, he looks at you, and you just see his hand shake as he like spills wine into the 4 cups, and then he takes his wine jug and walks back to behind the bar and sort of sets it down.
"Can I have food?" And she starts like counting out the money because she knows that.
No. This is on me. Don't worry. I'll share my wine with you. Arik, what food do we have? Make them some food. Bring them some food. Yes. Just whatever it is. You have the food. And he like is cleaning one of the cups out. You can see him like dump it in a bucket of nasty water, and he's just rubbing it out. And then he puts it down and sighs heavily and heads towards a door and opens the door, and you just see him disappear for a little bit. The man at the table looks at you guys and he says, "Now, visitors, what brings you to the fair city of Barovia?"
Fog.
Yes, the fog. Yes, it's a marvel to behold. How did you get here?
How apparent would we have known that this was Barovia? Was it just kind of one of those like given like we all kind of it was an unspoken thing that we're probably in Barovia?
Yeah, I think you all assumed as much based on the fact that most of you read the History of Barovia book.
Thor didn't.
Yeah, except Thorne tried to eat it. but most of you read it, and yeah, I think you all assumed it.
Yeah, I'm gonna whatever Stewart said when he said fog.
The fog. The fog is what brings us to Barovia. The fog.
No, yes, I understand the fog. It's a wonder to behold.
Yes, it's a wonder. It brought us to Barovia.
I don't think I follow. Did you come here by a wagon, like the Vistani? Did you come here caravan?
Somebody told me that I had to go do the thing, and so I went to do the thing, and then I went in a fog, and then I was here.
Oh, okay, so you got lost and you made your way here. Good. I've known a few travelers that have gotten lost along their way, and they've made it to the fair city of Barovia.
In the fog.
Okay.
It's a wonder.
Yes, the fog is a wonder. It permeates all the time. It's a persistent fog. I've never seen anything like it. Only here in Barovia.
You are the most cheerful person we've met since we came here.
He's the second person we've met since we've been here.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
And my statement stands.
Yes, good. Now, what are you doing here in the city?
Stuart, what are we doing here?
I'm dead.
Yeah, we fought some undead in a house that was burned down 40 years ago, and then we met the probably really crazy lady next door.
Oh, Mad Mary.
Ah, she's
Sure.
mad. Okay.
Yeah, there's one in every town, I think.
Yes. Oh, I've heard.
So, Gertie, what was her name?
Oh, her daughter, Gertrude. Yes, no. She is very much lost. I assume that he has her.
I wanna take a second and just kind of glance to see what everybody's drinking. Not us, the other patrons.
Can I try an insight check this guy?
You may. So, Toddrick, roll me a perception. Madfish, roll me a insight.
Oh, that's higher than I thought it would be.
Yeah, he seems to be honest with you. He seems to believe that she was taken by him. And he seems earnestly... I mean, you can tell that his personality seems a little fake. Like he's forcing his jovial nature, especially given the circumstances of the city. However, Toddrick, you notice that the three people he referred to as Vistani all have their own glass bottle with like a large bulbous bottom covered in like wicker, like a straw situation, that they're drinking out of that.
I'm gonna ask him, what are they drinking? That looks good.
Yeah, yes, you see, and he kind of like leans in closer and he says, the Vistani are a strange breed of people. They keep to their own. They're travelers. They speak in whispers and riddles, and they believe in fortunes and cards and nonsense. And they make and brew their own beverages, and they hunt and they cook their own food. Though they stay here in the tavern, they do not eat and drink our wares.
She's still she's getting really anxious because she's waiting for food. She's drinking the wine.
Mm-hmm. And it's in like this tiny wooden cup that you kind of like. It's like a shot glass for you.
Yeah, she has to use just her two claws.
Just the two, and you just sort of pinch it and just drink it that way. Yeah, perfect. He says, "Yes, they came to the city in great number. They speak
Enjoy
of
your stay.
fortune and prophecy and all manner of nonsense." Why do you ask?
It's just a really fancy bottle for a place like this.
Oh yes, no, that's their own. They make it themselves.
Is it customary for you to let people bring their own food and drink into your tavern?
No, it's not. But as you can see, we don't have any other patrons.
So,
Right. Speaking of no other patrons,
Yes.
what's going on here? We are not from here,
Oh,
so just
you know,
assume we know nothing.
you know, the city, it ebbs and flows. Different seasons bring in more people and less people sometimes. You know how it goes. The cities, the tourists can come through, and sometimes people are on mass vacations. But other than that, it's quite a lively city, usually, most of the year.
Most of which year, like 10 years ago? Is that what we're talking about?
No. Most of every year. If you stay around for a few weeks, you'll see everyone flood back in. Everything will be fine.
What about the claw marks?
Yeah, you know, sometimes, you know, it's not safe outside at night. You know, rabid animals and wolves of that sort. You know, we don't have a town guard here, so sometimes just animals of the forest come in and harass the inhabitants. It's nothing. Everyone boards their door. It's fine.
She looks very confused because she knows that he's lying, but she doesn't understand why.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just kind of like tilting her head at him and like squinting, and she's trying to look really smart, like she's trying to figure him out.
That's funny.
And she's still keeps looking towards wherever a kitchen would be, like.
Now, you said that you fought the undead, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you seem to be in quite good health. You were well trained in the fighting of undead, yes?
Well, we re-deaded them, yeah.
Good. So you're, I would say you're adventurous.
Not by nature, no.
Oh.
Points to her axe. Like massive axe.
And the skull hat.
Yeah.
Now, what would you say, not adventurous, to a bit of coin for a small job? Simple job.
Is there food?
There can be food.
He's gonna pull the guy aside and be like,
Can there be food now?
yeah, before you tell us about your drumsticks, I would suggest getting this one food, or else you're gonna be the food.
Oh yes, Auric! And he begins like shouting towards the back, and you hear like pots and pans clang, and then like grumbled noises, which are clearly cuss words, muffled through the door. And then you see the door like swing open, and a guy comes with 2 plates in each arm, and he just sort of like slowly toddles towards you, and just haphazardly like slides his arms out underneath them on the table, and they just sort of like scatter away. A bit of like food flops up the side, and this looks like essentially like a deep plate full of mush, which might have some manner of meat inside of it. You're not sure. There are chunks in it for sure, and it's this grayish brown color.
Enjoy your stay.
She just reaches in with her hands.
Yeah.
And eats like just
Yeah. And he watches this happen and just like looks at you as he reaches into, like, he's got like a front pocket on his apron, and he just pulls out a wheel of bread and just sort of like drops it on the table, and it's that loud like thump, that thud noise of like hardtack bread.
Like anything that she can get her hands on going into her mouth. So if all you have to do is keep it out of reach.
Yeah.
And she won't.
He walks back to the bar.
Tyler's gonna try to break off a piece of bread, but he's like, he's gonna look at Stewart.
I wouldn't recommend getting your hands within range of her right now.
Fair enough.
We'll eat after. So yeah, he looks to you and he says, "Yes, now that you have food, would you care for a bit of coin? I have a job I could offer you. Simple task. I promise you."
Talk to the old one.
Then he walks up and well, before we accept this task, is there a place somewhere where we can drop off our wares? Maybe sell some things we have for a coin.
Oh, you see, yes, I think he's still here. Yes, Yes, if you leave this building, and you head across the square, there should be another there should be another building there. It's Bildrath's. He's the merchant.
Can you show me on this map that I conveniently have where that might be? Maybe with a pinging circle, the color of purple. Ah, there we go. That's what I needed. Yes, there. Thank you. And now, explain this job, because more coin is always good.
Oh, very simple task. Very simple task. I have a sister, and I would like to escort her to a different village. But the road is dangerous for a young girl. Would you mind escorting her?
Yes, that sounds simple enough. I mean, the four of us, we're pretty strong. We beat up a plant. A big scary plant.
Okay. Yes, I assume that qualifies as the ability to do just that.
Then he
It
nods
was
his shirt.
rather big, yes.
So if you kill plants, I assume you said you kill plants and you kill undead as well. So a trip down the road, just a few days down the road, into the valley. You should be fine. Yes, it should be simple task then.
Okay, yes, that sounds simple enough there.
A few
What
days.
valley?
Yes, just a few days. It's just a few day journey into the valley.
And it's not safe out at night.
No,
Rabid animals, right?
Yes, of course, animals.
And a few days.
Yes.
I
just a
don't know
few
if you
days.
guys are picking up on this, but
She finished eating because she eats really fast, and she's just staring at Stewart like super confused. He's not getting it.
I mean, I'm all for getting out of this town because fuck this town.
Well, maybe we can perhaps gear ourselves up a little bit more before we leave. I mean, I have these treasures, and I show like those moss agates and the chain shirt, which maybe even that bag of powdered arcane orb could be sold for some kind of money. We can
Sure.
maybe better outfit ourselves.
Sure. Yeah, he looks to you and he says, yes, my sister, Irina. She's only my half-sister, but we wish to take her to the village of Valaki. It's in the heart of the valley. I can explain to you how to get there. If you'd like to accompany me to my home, you said you wanted to go to Bildrath's first.
Yes, I'd like to go unload some wares so that my old bones can carry more things. My hands are just not very weak, as you see.
Of course. Why don't I come with you? I'll bring you to Bildrath's. What did you say, Thorne?
I need stuff for climbing and more from my pocket. And she pulls some rations out of her pocket. More of that.
Just like scraps of things you like the things that don't make it into the mouth, and you just kind of scoop them up and save them for later. Gross. Yeah. So he says, "Yes, of course. Let me just finish your meals and finish your wine, and we'll head over to Bildrath's."
She's had rather a lot of wine.
And as he says, "Finish your wine," the barkeep comes over and refills all 4 glasses, or all 5 glasses, I guess.
She
So-
seems to be giggling to herself about something.
Just for business records. What's your name?
Oh, my name is Ismark. Ismark Kolyanovich.
And maybe when I fell asleep, I missed it earlier. But why does the tavern say "wife" instead of "vine"?
What does it say?
Blood of the wife.
I don't know.
It's your sign. I mean, you're.
It must have been the children, the hooligans, I would say. They must have vandalized it.
Illiterate children. What's a wife?
I don't know. I wouldn't have the foggiest idea.
Telling you, it's a vampire. Trying to say why.
Hey, while we're on the topic of children, you know anything about ghost kids in this town?
I do not.
Purple ones?
No?
All right. All right, yeah, no, let's drink. Let's go shopping. Let's go to your house.
Sir,
Because that's
sir,
not
are you
Enjoy your
sure you're
stay.
fit for this job? Just purple ghost children? Unbelievable.
I,
They were cold. She just keeps drinking wine. Like,
yeah.
but she's still like struggling with her. She's figured out that if she uses 4 claws, it's a little better. And
Yes, I'm not sure what children you're speaking of, but that sounds terrifying. I assume you killed them because you said you kill undead.
no,
Oh,
Yeah.
We laid them
Or-
to rest.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I assume that's just as good. I don't really fight the undead, but I assume that works just as well. Laying to rest.
there's stuff that holy people do that I don't understand. I just cut them up.
Oh, good. So you did cut the ghost up. Well, that works. That works just fine. As long as you are, good at slaying the monsters, that's fine. Not that you'll encounter any more monsters. Just as I said, just woodland creatures, wolves, maybe a bear. Dangerous nights.
Didn't mean-
Anyway, you said you needed to go to the store.
Yes, there. I need to. I have a spell book that I need to work. I put my 2 spell books on top.
Yep.
Trying to downsize into just one. I need to
Oh.
buy some fancy materials for it.
Oh, well, of course. Yes, this way. And as long as you guys are done eating, he will lead you towards Bildrath's.
Oh yeah.
This is Bildrath right over here. Boop. There you go.
Bonk.
Toddy. I mean, I want to get out of this town pretty bad at this point. But you feeling like this is a trap? Guys setting us up?
I'm not sure if walking in any one direction for any amount of days isn't going to put us right back in this frickin' town.
You're probably right.
I just want to go home and read my books.
I'm kind of with you. Let's see it through. Figure
Also-
this place out.
Also, I kind of want to taste those guys' wine.
Those guys?
Yeah, those guys. Look at the fancy bottle it came in. I think I've read somewhere about the bottle.
Well, maybe we'll loop back on the way out or something.
I mean, I could just wine with one over here.
Look, we got enough enemies with the undead guys. I don't want to piss off.
I
everyone.
know. What, you think I'm serious? I'm not really going to steal from someone while they can see me.
Yeah.
I mean,
While they can see me.
Oh, they can see.
we'll figure it out. Let's just
Yeah,
go.
by the gods, let's go.
Nanny wants to buy some stuff. I don't think I have anything worth selling, but we'll go.
Yeah, Nanny, she saunters on over to the general clerk, general office, general store, that thing, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys all make your way down to Bildrath's Mercantile. You walk through, and there is a little beam of light that spills out of this place. A sign on the door creaks, and you see it says Bildrath's Mercantile on top of it. As you push through, the establishment is a pretty long establishment. As you walk in the main door, and you see the owner, who you assume to be the owner, Bildrath, is an elderly man who's sitting there, and he has a bunch of wares on the table, and he's got like a glass case. There's a bunch more wares inside of it. And he looks to you, and in a gruff voice, he says, "Oh yes, travelers, what can I get for you?"
Well, I was wondering, maybe we can get some trading done. You see, I'm in the market for a nice pearl, and I'm willing to shell out some gold, and I hold out my 3 moss agates, maybe 3 of these for 1. Because I need a spell component worth 100 gold pieces. It's a pearl.
A pearl, you say? I wonder. And you see him like rummage through some stuff, and he looks over his shoulder back at you. He's rummaging through things. Pearl, as she says, 100 gold is not nearly going to be enough. What could I find for 100 gold? And you just hear him like muttering over his shoulder as he's trying to like. You can tell he's trying to like undersell you something. You don't know what it is, but he's definitely trying to find something else as if he doesn't have a pearl.
Oh.
I'm sorry, but unless you have a pearl or material components used to copy spells into a spellbook, I am afraid I cannot. I have nothing to buy from you, but I can sell you. And I lay down the chain shirt.
No, I have, where is it? Here, yes, here. I have this. And he pulls out this strange, like, oil slick looking inkwell. And he says, no, this could work for you. This inkwell. You said you needed special ink.
Yes, for copying spells into my spellbook. I'm trying to downsize.
Yes, I'm sure this could work for you.
Okay, well, if I trade you in these moss agates, these 3, and this chain shirt, and she throws in these 2 culty-looking creepy black cloaks, what can I get for you?
You could get this inkwell.
And how much does that inkwell cost? No, because it costs 50 gold pieces per level spell. I'm trying to get my money's worth.
Let me see here. He looks around at the inkwell potion fucking numbers. Hold on. No, how do I find inkwell? Everything he sells is incredibly overpriced. There it is.
Oh, damn.
He says, yes, this bottle here is 100 gold pieces.
Okay. She's going to sit there and think, Well then, you sure you don't have a pearl?
I don't think I have a pearl. I can look for it in the back room, but I'm fairly certain I don't have a pearl.
Please look for the pearl.
Okay.
Oh, I'd love to go home with the pearl.
Yeah, he looks to you and he says, "Oh, okay. I'll have the boy look." And he looks to the back of the room and he says, "Berrywimple, look in the back room for the pearl."
What's his name?
Perrywimple is what everyone calls him. And you hear, it sounds like Thorne is walking through this place. You just hear as something like shakes the ground. And then the back door like opens up and you see this guy who fills the entire door frame and looks dumb as a bag of hammers, but he looks ripped. And he like barely fits through the door. He's got to do like the sideways thing. And he looks over and he says, "What?
How big of a pearl do you have?"
No, boy. Go to the back and look for a pearl. It's small, shiny, white. Okay. And he begins walking towards the back.
Thorne is fascinated by this guy.
Yeah, Thorne has a crush. Yeah, he goes back and you hear like things dropping, and you see Bildrath just kind of like rub his eyes as you hear just noises of things falling over. Whoop, whoop, got it. And you just hear like weird voices coming from the back as this kid's looking for something else. And he says, "Now, the rest of you, what can I get for you?"
I'm good. I'm with her.
Oh, well, okay. And you, my stout friend, what do you need? He looks to Toddrick.
He's just sitting in the back twiddling his thumb. I don't need nothing.
Okay, and
Nothing you have.
all right. And you, whatever you are, what can I get for you?
I want meat. Dried meat.
Oh, that I have in spades. Yes, hold on, here. And he begins, like, rummaging through, like, a cabinet. And in the cabinet you can see, like, dried haunches of meat. And, like, herbs are hanging in there. And, like, a whole pheasant.
There's like drool
Yeah.
coming out the side of her mouth.
Yeah.
Because she eats all the meat.
And he grabs it all and then looks down towards you. and he says, "Yes, this will last you 1 day." And he like makes a little package for you. And he says, 50 silver.
50 silver, okay. She looks a little confused.
Mm-hmm.
She turns to Nanny.
Hmm?
She hands Nanny a little pouch. Nanny finds 15 gold inside.
Oh, damn.
15. Yeah, 15.
Okay.
And she's just like she's just sort of like, you.
Okay. I hand it to the guy.
So that would be.
We need this much food.
Yeah, he gladly takes all 15 gold out of your hand, and then begins taking all of the food out of the rack he had, and just lays it on the table for you. And then he like starts dumping out the gold, and then he puts it back in, cinches it, and then drops it in a little bucket behind the counter.
She now has 0 gold.
Yeah.
And a shitload of meat.
Yeah. You have 30 days worth of food.
Nice. Well, 30 days worth of food for a rational.
Yeah, for a regular person.
Yeah. Alright. She's very happy. She's gonna snack on it.
Yeah, after a while you hear boom, 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 boom coming back out. And you see like the grinning smile face of a simple boy walk out. And he looks over to Bildrath and he says, "Oh, I found it." And then he just lets loose his hands, and there's just a bunch of strange shiny baubles. And Bildrath just sort of like looks through all of them and grabs one small pearl. And he says, "Well, looks like that we have one. Here you go."
I slide him the chain shirt and the 3 moss agates. Thank you there. Now I can finally get my true spellcasting going. I mean, well, he already knows she's a spellcaster, so she's not going to hide it.
Yeah.
And I got the pearl. Yay.
Yep, he gives you one pearl.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay. He says, "Now, if you need anything else, feel free to come by and just ask. Just ask for it. We'll find it."
We probably won't. Bye. And I turn to walk out.
You see the Periwimple look over and bye, and he's just waving a big wave with a big dumb grin on his face.
He'll wave back at him in the same way.
Yeah. You see Bill Josh kind of like whack his hand. "Go to the back of the room. Get out of here. You scare the customers, you giant idiot." "Okay." And he just sort of to the back of the room. You find your guys outside. You find yourselves back outside in the hallway, or not the hallway, the street here. The young man, Ismark, is waiting out there. He's sort of like leaning against the post, the lamp post that's unlit. He says, "Well, did you find everything you needed?"
Good enough. And I
Thorne's like eating meat.
Just like a haunch. Yeah.
I put the pearl in my spell component pouch.
Yep. He says, "Well, if you'll head this way, I will take you to my family's residence." And he begins to do just that. He begins to take you to the family residence.
Sure.
As I try to grab everybody. Everybody. He begins taking you to the family residence, which is a massive house by the means of that you've seen around here so far. So you walk down this long strip of road. You see all these dilapidated houses, all these boarded up windows. You see before you see this old looking mansion. It sits low behind this rusting iron fence. The iron gates are like twisted and torn a little bit. The right gate lies completely cast open, like off one of its hinges. And every once in a while, it just clangs lazily in the wind. As he pushes the other one open, it's like as he pulls it open. As you're walking down the path towards this house, there's just like weeds and like the bushes and stuff have kind of grown wild. It appears as though, like, against the walls of the house, as you guys get closer, all these weeds and bushes have sort of been trampled down. to create like a path around the house and a path up to the house. And there's like, what looked like painted walls. There's now like deep gashes in these what you assume to be claw marks or something marks, scrapes down the side of this house. That's what you see. That's what you see for now.
So these rabid animals, are we talking like ferrets or?
No, I think they're like wolves and bears. As I said, yes, wolves and bears.
Anything special about these wolves and bears? Are they undead wolves and bears? Are they demonic wolves and bears? Or
No,
these just regular?
I think they just appear to be regular wolves and bears. Everyone just sort of locks himself in the home at the end of the day.
Oh, you think?
We don't really get a good look at them.
Well, fun then. And then he just kind of grumbles.
Yes, I'm sure it's nothing to worry about.
I'm sure.
Uh,
Hey, so
Good.
this job, what do we get paid if your sister dies along the way?
Nothing.
Right.
Yes. In fact, I would likely have to go and hunt you down myself.
Right. So you're pretty sure it's probably nothing to worry about?
Yes. No. Of course. Nothing to worry about.
Good.
Yeah.
Just wanted to be clear.
Yes. Of course. Everyone, roll me perception. Who would be perceptive?
I think she would be just out of. Well, things are even in her slow little brain. Things are not quite right.
Even in the food coma, she's slowly becoming part of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh,
food
no.
coma
No.
it is.
The food coma.
Food coma.
Yep,
it
me
is.
too.
Yep. Yeah, you're just watching in wonder as she puts
How
the
does she-
entire haunch in her mouth and pulls out just the bone.
How did you do all that?
The rest of you, Toddrick and Stewart, you're weary and looking around, and you see that there are great black marks on portions of the house that look to be burn marks, as if fire has assailed the mansion. And as you get closer, you notice that not a single pane of glass is in any of the windows, and they're all barred up with planks. Each one is marked with some kind of strange symbol. And you can see that there are wolf paw prints, actually, like this trampled down portion of the walkway and of the path around the house. There are actual like wolf style paw prints, as well as human footprints. Yeah, that's what you see.
So what happened here? He's gonna gesture at the broken windows or the.
Oh, and you see, the fog comes through, and sometimes the wolves, they get real rambunctious and they break. That's why we have it boarded from the inside, so they can't get through. Yes.
Okay, yeah. Are the wolves on fire then?
No, not typically. One time we tried to scare them away with fire, and we caught one of the bushes. As you can see, there.
I don't call bullshit on that. How do I call bullshit on this?
Insight.
Where's my bullshit button?
Where's my bullshit detector?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
+5. I've still got a 7. Fuck.
Yeah, it definitely looks like there was a fire, and there are burnt bushes in the area where the fire is.
I'm not gonna say anything to him. I'm just gonna be like,
we squint.
yeah. I'm just gonna give him like the shifty eye, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, now Thorne is even more confused because she was giving him that look before, and now Toddrick is doing it.
Yeah, that's where I learned it from.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't believe what he's saying, but you can't prove otherwise.
She looks at Toddrick. She's like, I think he's lying.
Yeah, I think so too. But what good is calling him out gonna do?
Yeah, people always get mad when I say that.
Yeah, and I don't really want you to put your axe though. Not yet.
Might need him.
Yeah, you've got plenty
What?
of.
You just tell me when.
Alright, I'll give you the signal. You'll know it when I get it.
Okay.
You'll know.
Oh man, yeah, saying shit like that is what's gonna end up getting this dude an axe in the head when I sneeze.
Yep.
I thought that was the signal.
So so this guy brings you up to the main door of the house. Ismark brings you all the way up there, and he raps on the door, and you hear a female voice from inside calling out to him, and he responds, "No, my dear, it's me, Irina. Open the door. It's me. I have friends. I found friends." You hear like more muffled feminine tones, and he says, "No. Of course they have. They hold no allegiances here. You just open the door. We'll let them in. We have. They're going to escort you away. I promise." And the door like creaks open a little bit, and then you see like the section of a face like peek out at you guys, and then the door opens all the rest of the way, and you see a beautiful young woman. She has auburn hair, and she is very attractive and seems well put together, and looks like this, minus a sword.
Oh.
You see a beautiful lady.
It's a lady.
She get the armor too?
She does not currently have armor. No.
Okay.
Does she
Currently.
have the service?
I bet she's badass.
Yeah, she is in a dress at the moment.
I enjoy the fact that you keep saying at the moment.
Yes. Yeah.
Thorne is just kind of staring at her.
Yeah, she looks real pretty.
Yep.
And she opens the door and she like lets you guys in.
Yeah, this is the first pretty thing I think I've seen since I started this adventure.
I mean, the kids were adorably purple.
Yeah.
And,
They were a beautiful shade of blue.
like somebody
Oh,
choked
it's because they're dead.
Beautiful shade of dead.
Yep.
them. Violet Beauregards.
Exactly.
God.
So as you guys enter the home, the interior of this, once fine mansion is very well furnished. Yet all of the like carpet shows wear, like it's moth-eaten. There's dust everywhere. Auntie Nanny immediately like shakes with the amount of dust that's in the air. You see all of the like where you walk in. There's two like overstuffed chairs that are all dusty, and you notice that there are strange oddities, like weird things that are up against the boarded up windows. Yeah, that's what you notice right upon walking in.
So, apparently no one knows what a broom is in this town. She just mentions out loud.
Irina looks to you and she says, "No, we our maid service has left, and we just haven't had time. We look after the whole town. It's just the two of us now, and we just haven't had time to clean such a large house. Doesn't seem like it matters much."
Well, it's a good thing you're going somewhere else, because I cannot imagine raising a young lass like you in a place like this.
Right,
Yeah.
of course.
Toddrick's gonna ask her what happened to the house.
As far as what? Like, how did it get in such disrepair?
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks to you and she says, "Well, you see, it's just my brother and I, and we have to take care of the entire town."
Well,
And
like he's
with-
gonna ask about the windows and the black marks. And...
She looks at you, and then she looks over at Ismark, and then looks back to you, and she says, "There's wolves, there's animals around the town. Sometimes I think there might have been bandits as well, but it's mostly just the animals. Wolves, I think a bear or two. I tried to scare them with fire one time, and I missed incredibly badly, and I burnt the house. Fortunately, my brother was here to save it with the water."
So you threw a torch at him?
"Yes, right in the bush."
I think she's magical.
She is lying to you. I mean, she's like... So there are wolves, and there are something like bandits, but she's not being entirely truthful with you.
I'm gonna walk out where this burnt bush is,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna dust off my hands and cast Identify on the bush as a ritual. I want to see if maybe the fire was magical, and if so.
Sure. Okay, so you spend 10 minutes, doing
Yeah.
your, old lady magic. Toddrick, you know that she is not being fully truthful with you. There are either parts of the story she's not telling you, or there are lies in every truth she says.
You may be prettier than your brother, but you're not as good a liar. Thorne, grab him.
What did you say?
I told Thorne to grab him.
Oh, grab him or grab her?
Ooh.
Him? Yeah, she'll grab him. Just immediately, because he said so.
Toddrick, what are you doing?
She's lying to us, Stewart.
That's not a crime.
No,
You
but when it
wanna...
has something to do with our lives and we're supposed to be taking her somewhere. I don't want you to don't kill him. Just like be intimidating.
Just don't kill him.
I feel like that's something you had to have said in character.
Yeah, don't kill him. She's like goes to start ripping his head off. No. Just stand there, a little intimidating, please. Just
Yeah, you can roll me a strength check.
Well, I was gonna also intimidate.
Yeah, you can do that as well.
Okay. And then strength or athletics? That's-
Athletics is fine.
Okay,
Don't rip his head off.
that's not good. But that one's good.
Yeah. He seems to just stand there and just let you grab him. Like it was, you just like, grab him, and he didn't resist at all. He just stood there and let it happen.
Oh wait, I have an advantage left over. I want to use that on my intimidation.
Ooh.
Sure. Yeah, you do. And you just like glower over him and then just clamp up on him. And he just stands there in your arms and doesn't say anything. He just sort of like zips up as Toddrick is talking to Irina.
Shake him.
please tell us whatever is going on. We are here to, I guess, help. There's something, but we cannot help if you don't tell us what is going on.
Roll me persuasion with advantage. Okay. She looks to you and looks to her brother, and then looks out back to you, and she says, "Well, you see, our father has died." And she like motions to like an open archway in the house, and it leads to like a drawing room. And you see on the floor is a coffin, and all around the coffin are like, actually, roll me a religion check.
Can do.
Yeah, all around the coffin are just strange accoutrement and symbols of just weird stuff that you're not familiar with. You're decidedly not arcane, but you're not sure what the symbology is. Yeah, she looks to you and she says, you see, he couldn't... The wolves attacked the house, and the creatures attacked. And my father, he just couldn't take it anymore. He died. But... It's strange because when he died, the creatures stopped attacking, the wolves stopped attacking. My brother and I have decided that this is the best time to secret me away from the village. I think the monsters were looking for me. And now that's the task you've been hired for, is to escort me away from this place.
He's gonna look over at Stewart. Yeah, he's just gonna under his breath. He's like,
I mean, that's what I had. I read that tactic in one of my books. I didn't think it was gonna work.
She like looks to you and then she like slowly begins to walk toward that drawing room, and she like motions for you to follow her. And she begins like looking at the coffin. She's like walking in the coffin's general direction. Do you follow her?
yeah, he's gonna. When he sees that, he's gonna go.
Thorne,
Puff up his chest and keep pretending like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Thorne will just pick the guy up and follow.
Yeah, he seems to let you do that. Like he doesn't resist this happening. Yeah, so Toddrick, you follow her over and you see just a very simple wooden coffin surrounded by like flowers that are slowly wilting. It's starting to smell, and you see like a few symbols and weird like baubles and stuff around the edge of this thing. And she looks to you and she says, Listen, I understand that you're to take me to Vallaki, but no one has been able to take this to be buried. My brother cannot carry it himself. Could you please escort my father's body safely to the priest, the chapel, and see to his burial?
I'm still outside dancing on the bush stove.
Oh, that's right. You are. Sorry. You complete your ritual and roll me. Are you trained in investigation?
I will find out. Yes.
Roll me Arcana with advantage.
Oh, yes. Oh, shit. Oh, 13.
Cool. So you look down at this thing, and the burn marks are decidedly non-magical. It appears to be actual fire that burned this thing. However, you do notice that there is a scrap of what looks at first glance to be some kind of like leather. You kind of get down there and get closer, and it looks to be like a clump of skin with like hair coming out of it. And this seems to be emanating some kind of magical. I want to say it's abjuration. Oh no, it's what is it? Transfiguration.
There.
Yeah, transfiguration is the
Transmutation.
Transmutation. Thank you. That's the word. It's emanating some kind of transmutation magic.
I pocket this skin. As weird as saying that phrase is.
Yeah. It just looks like a tuft of hair got like ripped off or something. It's like this gray mottled hair.
And I kind of put my head in the door. Hey, Toddrick! Toddrick!
You see Toddrick looking over at a corpse, or at least a coffin.
Can I bother you for a moment?
Toddrick, you hear that?
Yeah. And he's going to tell her, one moment. And then he's going to walk outside.
Stewart and Thorne, you guys have walked towards the sitting room, I assume? The drawing room, rather?
Yeah.
You both see this coffin with a human man, an older human man, probably in like his 50s, dead. He's very pale, wearing regular clothes. It's not like he's dressed up for a funeral. There's wilting flowers all around it, and the smell's beginning to permeate from this guy. And the woman looks sad, and so does the man that you're clutching in your arms.
You need me to carry that? Pointing at the coffin.
Yes, if we could, if we have a wagon, but we have no means to pull it. If we could have that happen, that would be. I don't want to leave to Vallaki if my father's not buried. I can't leave him in this state.
I'm gonna as I walk past Stewart on my way outside, I'm gonna turn to him, trying to look at the body.
And then you pass by. Okay.
Yeah.
So you hear that, Stewart?
Yes. Stewart's gonna motion to Thorne. Thorne, let him go. These people are no danger to us.
She'll just abruptly let him go. Just release.
Yeah, he just sort of falls a few inches and then scrambles to his feet and steadies himself. And he dusts himself off.
I apologize for the abruptness of our entry. We've had a hard time since we came to this land, and I fear we're all kind of on edge. I am deeply sorry for your loss here.
No, it's fine. I understand. I understand. It's the fog. It gets to you. It's a wondrous thing. No, I understand. The people of Barovia are used to hardships. No hard feelings.
Of course, we can help you with this stuff. This is what we talked about before, Thorne, laying people to rest.
Okay.
It helps the living move on.
And when you say we'll help you, he reaches over and begins to shake. Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you. I am sorry. I don't believe I got your name. Thank you.
I'm Gibbs. This is Thorne.
Good. As I said, I am scrolling up to find my name. I'm Ismark. I'm Ismark.
Ismark, the stutterer.
Weird ass names, man. Yeah, he says, "No, I'm Ismark. It was a pleasure meeting you. Yes," and he begins to like get the lid of the coffin and start to put it on, and then he begins rummaging for a mallet to try to pound some nails in. While he's good.
Thorne will just offer like her fist.
Yeah, he looks to you and says, "No, dear. I'll hit it with the hammer. I wouldn't want you to damage your hands in service of this. You need to protect my daughter, my sister."
Has a little hand axe, so she's gonna pull that out and use the back of it.
Okay. Then he like looks at you and says, "Oh, okay. Yes, not your hands." And he begins. While you hear this, Toddrick, you're walking out towards Auntie Nanny. You see her outside, examining a bush.
Yes, there. So I was looking at this here bush, like I do sometimes, and I came across this hacked off piece of furry skin, which seems to have magical properties in the transmutation school. And I hold up a little flap of skin. Can you do anything with your spells to maybe find out something more about it?
Well, I don't have to use a ritual to know that this is magic.
Do you know maybe what kind, maybe what it came from? I mean, no, it's transmutation, so maybe we have there's more to these creatures at night than we know of.
Yeah. Did you hear? Were you able to hear any of the stuff inside that was talking about?
Oh no, I've been doing my bush dance.
Oh, Jesus.
She said the monsters came for her father only.
Monsters now?
Yeah, big wolves, monsters, semantics.
Big wolves, big monsters? It's this! And I wag the skin.
No doubt. She said when her father passed, they stopped coming.
Well then, maybe her father, Geez, I don't even know. This is beyond me.
Oh, I was hoping we'd have a moment where we both looked at each other.
Yeah.
Was a werewolf! Yeah.
Oh, yes, yeah. I don't know if I know what that is.
I don't know.
I'm scared of the moon.
It's true, you are terrified of the moon. That wizard.
It would not surprise me that she would think that the moon will turn people into wolves. Yeah. Like, geez, we have to. Are we still going to take that last on the trip? Are we still escorting her?
First, I need to check something.
And he's gonna go back inside.
I think because again Toddrick's the smart one, and he suggested I have a look at the body. I think as the guy's like going to put the lid on, Stewart would have been trying to like wait, and pretend like he was paying his respects, but having a look at the body itself to see if there was anything unnatural or cause of death, or if he was in two pieces and they put him back together.
I fixed him.
Wow, that got dark.
Well, you never know, right?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Roll me medicine.
I'm super good at that.
As far as you can tell, there appear to be no puncture or ligature marks on his body. He just seems to be dead. Your best guess is that he just passed. It looks like he passed in his sleep. But they tell you otherwise. They tell you that his heart couldn't handle it and he died from the attacks. He might have passed in his sleep. You're not really sure, but there's no attack marks. There's no wounds. There's no obvious wounds on his body. He is one whole man.
Okay.
Did they say when he died?
3 days ago.
I can maybe cast a gentle repose on that corpse. We can save it for later. I mean, it'll keep him from rotting on the trip.
Yeah.
Are we Did I miss that? Were we to take him with us to this other town?
No,
or
just
did
to
we-
the church to be buried.
Okay.
Okay,
that's
yeah,
what
I thought it was the church in the other town.
No, it's the church in this
Whoops.
town. There's a church in this town as well.
Yes, I suggest we get this
these-
tragic business out of the way.
Do
and
these
discuss.
do these people would they be knowing what magic is?
Yes.
So, I want to use detect magic, but I want to guise it as like a prayer.
Okay.
Like paint. So I'm going to use it. Before we go
Where are you doing this?
over the body.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
So I'm going to use it. But I'm going to do it as a ritual. So it's just going to be like, may
Sure. So you complete your ritual takes 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So your ritual takes 10 minutes as you're consecrating the body, as you tell them. And once your ritual is over, you notice that a few of those strange baubles that are around the coffin glow faintly, very, very, very faintly with divination magic.
I am going to try my best to secretly tell Auntie Nanny about these. And then I'm going to...
If you wave at me, I can cast message on you, and we can like whisper.
Yeah. I'll look at her and be like...
Aye.
Hello. Hey,
Hello?
Some of these things are glowing.
The things are glowing? What things are glowing?
The little bubble heads, the little knickknacks.
With the bubbles? These... Oh.
Yeah, they're like...
Can you get one for me?
They look like divination magic. So it just might be
Word of our community's acclaim spreads.
I don't know.
Okay, hold on, let me let me see, okay. Let's see what my spell. Okay, I can with identify. I can. That one's
You can just roll. You can roll religion if you like.
Okay. No. With identify, if I can learn any spells that are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, I can learn which spell created it. Magic item. Okay, I can learn the properties. So if you get one of those little things, I can use me magic, the new pearl that I bought. And we can figure out exactly maybe what these things are.
Maybe we should just ask them. Right? Like, is that an option?
I don't know. It's you're the one talking to him. I'm talking to the bush.
Oh yeah, I figured since you was talking to the bush, you could talk to the knickknacks too.
Okay, well I can talk to the knickknacks, but we gotta get the knickknacks from the knuckleheads and
Okay, yeah. All right, well, I'm just gonna ask him, okay, and then if nothing goes well, then I'll try to slide one off into the table. Okay.
All right. Bye. Click.
Bye.
This is an episode of the Three Stooges. Get the knickknacks from the knuckleheads.
Get the knickknacks. It's knick-knack, paddywhack. Leave the people alone.
Certainly. And Toddrick's gonna... So, what are these that you have placed at any body?
She looks at you, sort of confused, and then kind of looks around to everyone else, and she says, "What do you mean? These are holy symbols."
Yes. The holy symbols of...
All 9?
Is this something any of us have heard of?
Yeah, you've heard of the 9 is the religion. It's the whole religion.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the faith of the 9. This appears to be holy symbols for each of the gods, which if none of you are very religious, you wouldn't know.
Nope.
I mean, you'd be vaguely familiar with the fact that there are 9 gods and how to pray to them. If you're going on a journey over sea or if you're going over, those kind of things. But you're not intimately familiar with their symbology, like a paladin would be or a cleric would be if you ever encountered one.
Nanny's going to be pressed up against the window, staring in, and Toddrick hears like a.
Hello.
Have you found anything out?
Apparently they're just religious symbols.
Oh, just okay. That makes sense there.
Yeah,
You know,
I feel
they're being buried there.
yeah, I feel like it's
Dusted.
maybe like residual magic. It's probably not. There's probably nothing big. I don't know why I bothered with this.
Oh, I can see
Okay,
him
it's
just
no
talking to his
problem.
cloak like this.
I like to think Toddrick's not used to it. He kind of cocks his head and
Yeah.
makes his face.
Yeah, like he's like actually talking into the cloak so no one can see him, but it looks super obvious.
So
We're going to bury it then at the place. Okay.
I feel like we'll probably be alone with it after a while. So
Yeah, that's right. So we need to get ourselves along with the body. If not, I think I had a shovel.
I believe it was a pot.
True. Yeah. You and I, we're good at digging up dead bodies. If we need to do it again.
Yeah. I'm definitely good at watching.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm roaming, so I'm gonna hang up. Yeah.
No,
Interdimensional phone.
Yeah. My gnoming charges.
Oh, Jesus.
So this happens as Ismark finishes pounding the last of the nails in, and he looks to you and says, "I can't thank you enough for this. Let me bring the cart around." And you see him like scurry off, and you just hear like grunt noises as he's pulling like a full cart by himself around to accommodate you guys, helping him.
Thanks. Stewart will gesture to the coffin. Thorne, grab an end. Carefully.
There are like rope handles that are threaded through this thing on
Okay.
wooden toggles on the inside.
Yeah, she'll just pick it up.
Yeah. So you both grab an end and begin walking it outside. I imagine Toddrick, he's like the small kid at the funeral, just he has it, but he's not actually doing anything. He's holding the handle.
That's what I was going to say. I was just kind of had my hand underneath it, just touching it, not really putting any pressure on it. Like,
I'm helping too. And you guys make your way outside as you see this guy just like pushing the cart by himself towards the front. And he like scoops underneath the handle and goes down, lowers the back of it so you guys can slide it on there. And he looks to you guys and he says, I can't thank you enough. The church, it's if we go back the way we came up to the town center and then we veer off to the left, there's a large chapel up there. I can't thank you enough. He looks over his shoulder and he says, Irina, you stay here and lock up after we leave. I'll be back. Do you guys say anything before you guys get the hell out of there?
She'll just say, nice house. If she's told that she's supposed to say things like that.
Say nice things to people that let you in their house.
Yeah.
She looks to you and she says, thank you. Nice, skull.
She's very proud of her skull.
She just beams as she pushes the cart. It is a nice skull.
Well, no.
I like it too.
Has an eye patch and everything.
Yeah.
I just love your skull. It's so chic.
It's so
So-
cute.
God.
are we able to? Are we able to push the cart?
Yeah, you guys can push the cart. There's like 5 of
Oh
you.
yeah, Thorne is like basically doing it by herself.
Yeah, there's
Just-
5 of you pushing the cart.
Just give me a minute. I've got to go water the bushes. And Stewart's going to go like back around the edge of the house. You mentioned some kind of markings on the boards protecting the windows.
Did I?
You did.
Okay.
I'd like to have a look at these
Sure.
markings.
Roll me investigation. Roll me medicine.
You know I'm not good at that one.
No, I know. Okay.
I have an advantage.
Okay. The markings on the door on the windows, are marked in blood. You're not quite sure if it's human or animal blood, but it is a rust-colored red substance that you can only assume to be blood. You give it a couple scratches and it like flakes off. It's decidedly not paint. And your rudimentary skills with the arcane, having followed Toddrick around, they're not quite arcane sigils, but they are reminiscent of that. They appear to be some kind of sigil of something. They don't strike you as religious, and they don't strike you as magical, but you're not very well versed in either.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That done up. I think Stewart will return to the group.
Yep. So you have some weird knowledge there for you. And yeah, you guys slowly begin pushing the cart down the alleyway. If there's anything you guys would like to discuss with Ismark, you are welcome to do so. If not, he leads you guys back to the Abbey after a good few minutes.
I do have one thing. Ismark,
Yes?
why don't you leave with your sister? Why stay here?
Well, you see, I have to take up my father's charge. No one's left to maintain the city. Once he's gone from us, someone has to rule the city.
You don't seem to have any plans to make this place better. Just lock up, hide, and hope you're not the ones disappearing tonight.
Yes.
So, you're not doing much.
Currently. Yes.
Fair.
Yes. To be honest, Stewart, I can't do anything until my sister is safe. You see, her safety is the most important thing. If I try anything too hasty, it could mean the end for her.
Why does she think that he is after her, or they are after her?
I don't know. I believe they were after my father, I think. But as I said, once he died, they stopped coming. I believe my father told her that he was after her. Or the ghouls were after her.
Fair. I'm glad that we can be frank with each other. Just understand. We're here to help.
Yes. Yes, you see, several other people have been here to help before, and it hasn't always worked out. Pardon my trepidation.
Understandable. Let's get this tragic business behind us and on to bigger and probably worse things.
Yeah, you guys eventually make it to the church here. And you see, so you kind of, you get through the town center, you break the line of houses, and you see atop a slight rise, like on the top of a hill, against the roots of the pillar stone that supports, so basically up against the backdrop of the cliffside there. You see a gray, sagging edifice of stone and wood, a church. It's very weathered. You can see that like there's these same markings, the same like these claw marks. These are like cut into the stonework. Even you see that there's a large bell tower that rises from the back of this thing, and flickering light shines through several holes in the shingled roof and through the slats in the windows. As you guys approach the door, you can't help but notice that the door is also covered in these same claw marks and scarred by fire. You guys enter. Let's see here. So yeah,
Enjoy your stay.
Ismark kind of brings you guys in here. Let's just go. There you go. You guys can drag yourselves out there. Shalom! Drop it in some charity. That's awesome. Can we get some hype for Shalom in the chat there? Or Shalom? Yeah, so you guys can drag your characters out onto the board here. So this is what you guys see. You guys see this church sort of open up. It's fairly disheveled, but you've come to you've come to expect that almost at this point. Let me see here. Yeah, that's what happens. So Ismark begins to open the door, and it like sort of creaks in, and he walks in and he says, "Father, are you here?" And he's calling out to the priest of this area. You hear an elderly man. Yes, I'm in the back. I'm at the pulpit. And you hear this voice coming from deep inside the area here. What do you guys do?
She's just gonna start unloading the corpse and getting it ready to bring inside.
Perfect.
Probably let Ismark lead the charge on this one.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't see my kill.
Oh, you got to
You
drag it.
gotta drag it out.
Oh.
Go to your character sheet and slide them out.
Oh, okay.
So you begin to walk down. The doors open to reveal this 10-foot wide, 20-foot long hallway leading to this brightly lit chapel. The hall it assails your nostrils with mildew. That's not right.
Yeah.
That's
We're square
weird.
because we're magic.
Here, I'll fix you.
Squares.
We tried. That's the.
We did our best, and our best was wrong.
Best was bad.
How did we end up square?
I don't know. I don't know what you dragged out.
I dragged out
my
the
picture.
Yeah, the picture in the bio.
That's why. Just click. So if you go to the journal and click on your character sheet, like click on the whole character and then drag the whole character out.
Oh, on the right. Okay.
Yep.
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 Gotcha.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
just dragged out an image.
Yeah, I went to the actual
many
character sheet.
Auntie Nannies.
Oh, them nannies!
Nanny.
Oh, no.
Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah.
An army of nannies.
Oh, it's all over.
It's the Mary Poppins party.
Yeah, so you guys see this brightly lit chapel, and the stink of mildew assails your nostrils. As you begin to walk through, there are 4 doors on either side, 2 doors on either side of the hallway here. You can see the chapel itself, as you begin to walk through, is just strewn with debris, and you hear that same elderly voice in the back reciting prayers, or just sort of muttering to itself. You guys begin to walk forward, I assume.
Yeah. Following Ismark's lead, he knows these people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Thorne can carry the coffin by herself,
Sure.
so she'll
Yeah.
just pick it up over her head and walk in with it as one does.
Yeah. Let me bring out bloop. There we go. Now we got an Ismark.
Almost.
Look at that. And then you get a pretty boy. As you begin to walk through, you hear the prayers stop, and you hear this loud scream emanate from somewhere in the church.
If she hears a scream, she'll probably put the coffin down and then go look for it wherever.
Yeah, I don't play with no screams either.
Yep.
Hands up.
So you kind of lower the coffin down. Are you guys like charging into the main area?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, after all that we've seen.
Yeah. So you guys make it over here. You see this portly priest there, sort of like he very nonchalant with that scream that just happened, and he looks up to you guys. And you see that the entire chapel is in shambles. There's overturned tables, broken pews. There's dozens of candles mounted on candlesticks. Some of them are toppled over. There's candelabras that are toppled over. Like all the corners are dusty. There's cobwebs. All of the chapel is lit everywhere. Like there's almost no shadows in this chapel at all. Like every possible corner is lit up. And on the far side of the church is this claw-scarred altar. Like, it's these same marks as there were outside of the church, or on this altar. And there's a priest knelt down behind it, praying. And behind him is this long rope that seems to lead up to the bell tower. And as you begin to enter this room, you hear another scream again, and you hear, "Father, I'm starving!" It sounds to be a young man's voice crying out from somewhere beneath you.
Thorne's gonna growl.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
There's someone starving in this church.
and it's not my dragon friend because she just ate. So, do you know what all of that is about?
Yes. Yes, I do know what it's about. I wouldn't worry yourself about it. It is my boy, Doru. He's in the Undercroft below the chapel. He is imprisoned there. Anything you hear, any cries you hear from the boy, are a ruse to get you down there.
Why?
Because he wishes nothing than to be free and return to the dread castle atop the cliff.
What castle? What?
I'm gonna look back at.
Talking about?
I'm gonna look back at old Ipswich or whatever.
Ismark.
Whatever. Ismarky.
Mm-hmm.
I just look at him and explain.
He looks to you and says, "No, what the priest says is true."
I believe him. I just would like a little more clarification on the matter.
Remember when I told your friend that not every visitor who said they had good intentions meant it? And
Vaguely.
About a year ago, another one of these travelers, and he kind of like motions to you guys, he says, came through and he had many great promises, and he worked a silver tongue, and he convinced Doru, in service of the church, to begin a journey with him. Up the hillside, up the mountain, to Castle Ravenloft. What came back was not the same boy who left. He had a strange hunger.
Or?
Everything.
I knew it! I'm gonna look at Stewart and just like,
What did you know? Did we discuss this?
I thought we had like a, it's zombies and such.
Is there a moment?
Okay, yeah, but no, Thorne has a strange hunger for everything. So
Yeah, but she doesn't eat people.
you don't know that. We haven't known her very long.
Yes, that's true. Well, did we not have a conversation with maintenance?
I don't know.
You know all these I have so many conversations with you that you don't ever listen.
The last couple of days are a bit of a blur, okay? Forgive me, I've been really stressed out with work.
The Toddrick often goes through these conversations he knows he had with Stewart, but they were actually just conversations with himself.
Mm-hmm.
and oftentimes I feel like Stewart just learned to just ignore him when he's of course. And just yeah. Oh yeah. And there's that kind of thing. And to him, he's talking to Stewart, but Stewart's just like, whatever.
Just having a fun conversation.
Yeah, I'm guessing. I don't mean to put
No, absolutely.
put actions in your character's body. But what if I could?
Okay, so have you tried feeding him? Like, I mean, this seems like the simple solution. You must have tried feeding him, but everyone here is a little bit crazy. So let's just establish that right now.
Yes, nothing seems to sate his hunger. We've tried everything. We've tried fresh meat. We've tried cooked meat. We've tried fish. We've tried everything we have at our hand to feed him, but nothing sates the boy's hunger. So we trapped him in the basement. We have him chained. He has no harm to anyone as long as you don't approach him. And by all accounts, if you ask anyone else in the town, the boy is dead. He never returned from the castle.
It's
like
just like your life.
It kind of sounds like you're torturing him by keeping him down there.
Yeah.
Yes, well, we don't know what he did to him to make him this way. We don't want to kill the boy.
Perhaps we could go down and find out.
I
have a knack.
wouldn't advise it.
We're not feeding your dad to him, are
No, no! What? Absolutely not! We're here to bury him!
I'm sorry. I roll into town on the fog and come here with meet a lady who's got a daughter named Gertina and walk into a bar with 3 strange men and a big glass of who knows what. And then we come here and there's funky fur that's also people. And then you have your little knickknacks that glow in my face. And I don't know what to think anymore. It's just things happen.
We're very confused.
I get flustered, yeah.
We don't feed dead bodies to anyone. We bury
I guess
them.
I'm just saying that I don't
Civilized
feel like
folk.
that is... I don't feel like that is such a far stretch from everything I've seen so far in the last couple of days.
He just like eyes you incredulously that you just try to feed his father to whatever's downstairs.
I didn't.
They're just asking.
I was just asking if that's was the custom.
We don't know what your customs are. We're new. We're tourists.
Yeah,
So-
and he like shakes his head and he says, "No, we don't feed anyone to anyone.
I'm
I'm going
gonna
to bury
I'm
my father."
gonna mosey on up to Friar Tuck here.
Sure.
So, how would you get your boy down there?
You said how?
Yeah.
Well, he came back to the village, and we knew something wasn't quite right. And he described the hunger, and we tried to sate him, tried to sate his appetite with food, and nothing worked with ale, nothing worked with women, nothing worked, and he just kept saying he hungered. So finally, he lashed out aggressively, and we had to put him down and chain him. I thought it would pass. I thought it was a stupor or a glamour of some kind, and we put him down there, and it's been a long time since we put him down there.
How long?
You see him like look up to Ismark, and he looks back down to you, and he says, "It's been a year."
You've been feeding him for a year.
No. That's just
Yeah.
it.
We haven't been feeding him at all.
No, we haven't fed him at all.
And he's still breathing. He's still talking.
Yes.
I wouldn't be alive if you didn't feed me for that long.
Yeah.
Everyone nods in agreement.
But it's like one of those like, yeah, that's the point.
Yeah. Yeah, good job there, Thorne.
The little hamster is actually working in her brain.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Thorne, Captain Obvious.
Hey, she figured something out.
Yeah, no, it's good on her. I approve.
Okay, yeah, that's really fucked up. But this is this man's son. Let's try to be understanding of the position he's in, whatever it is.
Enjoy your stay.
But that's it. Do we kill him? I kind of feel like we're obligated to do that morally as good, upstanding folk.
Kill a man's son.
Oh, yeah, that hungers for over a year without being fed.
He's had him locked up for over a year with no issues, as far as we understand.
There's not a human being anymore down there.
But convince this man.
I mean, I don't think it's in his hands any longer. What's he got to do? He's part of the clergy. There's no way he fights. I mean, I'm not killing him. I think you should be the one to do it.
Of course you do.
I'm not getting my hands dirty. Plus, you got that pokey stick.
Maybe we approach the subject with the man, but if he doesn't want our help, We can't force this on him.
I mean, Stuart, tell me right now we can walk through that fog and go back home. I can get back to my books and not have to worry about any of this stuff.
Clearly that's not the case, because otherwise we would have done it by now.
That's what I'm saying. It's almost got to be done. Hey, he brings Stuart in real close. What if we make Thorne do it?
It's not a matter of who does it. Toddrick.
Thorne will kill her. Thorne will kill anything.
If we come in here and we kill this man's son, and he is not ready to face this, we are the bad guys.
Oh, I didn't think about it like that.
I want to walk up to the priest.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see him?
Yeah. Oh, you ask again. You can see the priest is right there.
Yeah.
He looks to you like quizzically. He says, "The boy."
I want to help you find some answers. I too have been afflicted with something evil in my life. Maybe I can connect with him.
Yeah. Yes. You can see the boy. First, let's lay Ismark's father to rest. Then I'll take you down to see the boy.
Sounds good.
And you can see, like, he is just sullen with the idea of that, and he's just, like, very uncomfortable with it. But also, you get the feeling that no one has ever asked that of him. So he says, yes, let's take the body outside. We'll take him to the graveyard and bury him. And then, once that is done, and the rites have been said, we'll come back here and we'll discuss. We'll discuss Doru.
She'll go and pick up the coffin and carry it out.
Ismark immediately grabs the other side of it and begins leading outside with the other end.
Okay.
You guys come out to a massive cemetery, wrought iron fence, rusty gate, encloses this massive plot of land behind the dilapidated church. Tightly packed gravestones shrouded by fog seem to bear the names of all kinds of people, and everything is very quiet. And as you get out here, you notice that the light you once had from the still never rising sun is beginning to wane, as the sun just, you can see it in the distance going down and going down and going down. And you guys find yourself outside the cemetery among all of these graves. It appears as though word got to the priest, and he had enough foresight with Ismark to dig a hole, but they didn't have the transport to get him all the way over here. You guys bring the coffin, the makeshift coffin out there, and you begin to lower it into the grave. All the while, the priest is sitting over there saying his alms, and he's praying over the top of this thing. And it sounds a lot like something you're used to, Toddrick. Just, different words and different meanings as he's praying this. And he asks for forgiveness for the sins of this man. He goes through the whole thing. He asks Aelmar, the sun god, to watch over him and bring him into the beyond. He asks for Decima, the goddess of death, to watch his spirit and guide him into the afterworld. And all the while, the sun is just setting and setting behind you until you guys are all standing there solemnly over this grave as night falls. And as night falls, Toddrick and Auntie Nanny, you have a sudden chill up your spine as you realize for a second you've been here for a bit listening to the prayers, and now in this new light or lack thereof, you kind of poke your head up and you realize that this isn't the first time you've been in this cemetery.
Oh, shit.
And as this dawns on you and you realize you've been here before, Toddrick, you see a ghostly light in the distance, and it appears as to be someone leaning down and standing And as you turn to grab Auntie Nanny's awareness, you look and you see several more figures standing, and you see hundreds of ghosts rise and begin to walk towards the mountainside. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Fun.
Nice.
Sweet.
Oh, God damn.
God dang.
God dang.
Oh, man.
So yeah, guys, that was episode, I believe, 5 of Curse of Strahd, called Barovia Revealed.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. You were like, you've been here before, and I was like, oh shit. And then like as you explained, I was like, oh okay, yeah.
You know, that one time you were dead for like.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I don't remember being in a graveyard, and then all of a sudden I remember being in a graveyard.
Yeah, you remember very much being there.
Yeah.
So we'll go around the table again, do our introductions, and go host a friend of ours of the channel. So we'll start with KW Frags. Who are you? What are you doing here? And what did you think of tonight's session?
I tried to. I'm KW Frags. I am one of the mods and the couch dweller at the Smash Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I liked it. It was not a lot of combat, which I mean that's not a lot. I really enjoyed the aspect. I took a little harsher role as Toddrick because I feel like at this point he feels like he's in an adventure book. So he's trying to take cues from all the fantasy that he's learned, and he tried a little good cop, bad cop, but there was no good cop.
Yeah,
and he's been trying to play the hero because he doesn't understand that the consequences can be pretty fatal at this point. So yeah, that's where I'm kind of rolling with that. That's trying to be a Sherlock wizard, Sherlock druid.
Makes total sense to me. We'll go over to Rem. Who are you? What are you doing here? And what did you think of tonight's session?
Yeah, everyone, it's Rem in Insomniacs Inc. Having fun with the session. We finally got out of the death house, put back into some other creepy houses. So who knows? Maybe we'll go into their creepier houses waiting for us in the future.
Yeah, hopefully.
But if you want to find more of me, I stream. I make D&D maps, draw NPCs, stuff like that, and do some video game playing as well. If you enjoyed me in Strahd, you get to see me play Return to Strahd on Encounter Roleplay on starting Wednesdays at 4 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
So I've got 2 Curse of Strahd games going on. I'm going to be so confused.
Double the Strahd.
No, right? This might prep me for the next day's Strahd. Like if they time up perfectly.
Yeah.
I'll play like a divining cleric in the next one.
Yeah.
I've seen this before.
Yeah, just a cleric of divinity. That'd be awesome. We'll jump over to Mr. Bitters. Who are you? What are you doing here? And what did you think of tonight's episode?
I'm Mr. Bitters. I'm sort of a moderator around here. I'm number 3 of 2. And tonight's session was good. I think Stewart's kind of finding his place as the moral center of the party. But I like the conflict, the moral conflict of tonight's session. Like on one hand, we've been through some shit, but on the other hand, these people have clearly been through more. So.
Yeah. That's the hard part to play up. It's because like everyone here is just beaten and downtrodden, so it's a real hard thing to portray because everyone is just shitty and like jaded and sad. So I'm like, I had to throw in like one sort of even fake jovial character to just add some life to it, like get you guys involved. Because like everyone, by all accounts, everyone here sucks, and I wouldn't want to help them either. I'm like, you guys are all terrible, and no, I don't want to adventure for you. I want to go away. You're bad. Of course, everything's bad.
And of course, we catch that guy where we're like, okay, he stands out. There's something wrong with him.
Yeah. Yep. Immediately. Cool. Awesome. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the show. And last but definitely not least, Mad Fishmonger, who are you? What are you doing here? And what did you think of tonight's episode?
I'm Mad Fishmonger. I make art and writing and things. And I liked it. I'm developing certain aspects of Thorne's personality. So, that's coming out. She's having fun feeling useful with people, but she's, still finding herself often very confused people aren't really explaining things to her, so she's gonna have to start making her own interpretations.
So she wanders life aimlessly, trying to figure it out.
Pretty much, yeah.
I feel like at the end of this session, if your character's not walking off with the Hulk theme.
Yeah. Sad Hulk theme.
Sad Hulk theme, yes.
That's awesome.
Sure.
That's awesome. Yeah, so guys, that was Curse of Strahd, episode 5, Barovia Revealed. You guys can tune in next week at 7 o'clock Eastern Time for the next episode. You can tune in tomorrow for another episode of Blades in the Dark 6 and 20 Season 2. I promise there's going to be all kinds of crazy shit going on there. And you guys can tune in on Thursday to my homebrew campaign, Havoc in the Hinterlands, in my homebrew world, where these guys have finally completed a dungeon. They've been in for like 8 episodes. And they have some consequences to deal with, and they have some treasures and some successes to figure out what the hell's going on. And also, check out our Twitter, because we have a few posts going around for the Numenera campaign that's coming out. I'll basically let you guys all decide where we're going to have it. And currently the newest post is what are some rumors that are around the town. There's going to be another post about that on Monday. So I'm basically letting the community shape how this campaign goes. But there is a new Numenera campaign coming, and there's a new Hot Scloozies. There's a new Simbaroom campaign coming, which is a Swedish publisher, dark fantasy, low magic, dark, creepy, bad things in the woods kind of thing. Very cool. That's coming soon. And keep your eyes peeled for some sweet giveaways. So with that, we're going to go raid a friend of ours, Eric Vulgaris, who is currently playing some tabletop games. He's playing a game called Once Upon a Game. So definitely go check him out. Give him a like, follow, support, all that good stuff. And from all of us to you guys, bye-bye.